started with a win tonight, and he will go to the Carolina Woodforest Winner's Circle. And we got the Hayes family over there. They got a beautiful trophy for the Tiger. Tommy Neal wins tonight at the Madhouse.
Oh boy, what a win for Tiger Tommy Neal. But now you're seeing the cars being pushed out. The only time that you see this, the Hayes Jewelers 200 is about to start. This is a tradition where the drivers follow behind their cars and the crews push their machines out to the front stretch to present them for the fans. Let's go to break here and come back on Flow Racing for the Hayes Jewelers 200.
Don't wait. Sell your old gold at Hayes Jewelers in Lexington. We pay the most for your old jewelry. Get top dollar for your gold, diamonds, jewelry, and coins. Only at Hayes Jewelers in Lexington. The most cash for your gold.
Hayes Jewelers has done so much for the modified division in this region, from owning cars all over, from Satch Worley, Ralph Brinkley, the great racer here at Bowman Gray, to now Tim Brown, the pole sitter of tonight's race. Welcome back. This is the 1066th edition of still the most exciting of them all, Bowman Gray Stadium. Oh, what history here, and we're seeing it as these crews are pushing the modifieds out onto the front stretch in the arena, kind of like gladiators.
I was thinking the same thing, gladiators. Here comes the chariots. And the thing I like about this, you see the crews standing around the cars. These guys, all volunteers. That's pretty much 98% are volunteers. Mm-hmm. This is their time to come out with their car that they worked on, with their driver, who they stick up for, they represent, and they work long hours a night to make these cars as fast as they can. Now they get to be part of it, on the part of the pageantry, like you said, and it's a great way to kick off the season. Like, hey, here we are, and this is what we have going. And I think it's just awesome that the crews get to participate and, take ownership of what they've done.
And you can imagine it, looking at that shot right now on the Flow Racing camera in turn number 4, of coming out of that pit area, and you see a sea of fans in color, 17,000 fans, and you're pushing your NASCAR modified out to start this race, which is the richest and the longest race at Bowman Gray Stadium, the only 200-lapper, the longest race of the season for the modifieds. Kicks it off kind of like the Daytona 500, the biggest race for Bowman Gray, is its opener, and it's such a great tradition. Hayes Jewelers, I can't say enough about Bruce Hayes. From back in the Satch Worley days, it's just something when you see that Hayes Jewelers on the side of a modified that just fits. It's a great tradition, ranging from Virginia all the way here to North Carolina. It's a sponsor that truly is connected with the modified community. Wow, we saw Flow Racing's Rob Blount in the background there, and that's Randy Buntner, veteran modified driver. You see him behind there, behind the guy adjusting his hat. One of the greats here and veterans at Bowman Gray Stadium.
And that's pretty good because you get drivers of all ages, all decades here, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and just look at them. Look at them, they're all waving. See, they're waving to their fans, they're waving to their family and friends. And it's like you said, 17,000 people looking down on you. And the good part is one of these guys is going to win. The bad part, there's going to be a bunch of guys going home kind of mad about everything. But like you said earlier, this is Bowman Gray, man. This is how it works here. And when you come here, you know what to expect. You know exactly what to expect.
There's a great story I heard one time of the Riggs Racing team, with Junior Miller back in the day, pushing their car around this racetrack, and they were throwing T-shirts up in the grandstands. Oh, you see right there, John Boy, Jonathan Brown, kissing blowing kisses to the crowd. This is a interaction you don't get at other racetracks. This is amazing. But so the story goes, the Riggs Racing crew is pushing their car out there, and they're throwing T-shirts, right? Junior Miller is loved and hated here, right? So Reggie, one of the crew members, notices one of the people that caught his shirt, lit it on fire, and threw it back on the racetrack. True story. That this is a passionate fan base here, let's just say.
They either love you or they don't.
And right there, they're getting the show as Tim Brown walking behind his pole-sitting Hayes Jewelers Jerry Hunt Super Center number 83, the fluorescent Dayglow orange car that you see, or Dayglow red, whatever you call it. The pole-sitter with the quick time here at Bowman Gray. Drew Moffitt's car being pushed onto the track. The number 51 car, a beautiful machine. And Susan Harwell, our only female in the field in that brand new, nice paint scheme on that. It's a little modern for that group, but the number 75 car being pushed out onto the front straightaway.
And you see the drivers, they're waving to their fans. The crew have their matching T-shirts on. Everybody's like coming out of the pits. 23 cars will take the green flag, which for an opening day, April race, that's a pretty good car count.
Yeah, it sure is. And Paul Hall is filling in the 79
there goes
car.
T-shirts.
Oh, T-shirts are being thrown into the, wow. Hopefully we don't see a flaming one coming back.
Let's see when come back. We'll have to wait and see. Perfect.
Amazing storylines though in qualifying. This is the only time of the year where we qualified the night before, the day before. And with this new pavement, it was interesting to see what was going to happen, who was going to have the fast hand. And Tim Brown didn't disappoint. Tim Brown is basically the king of qualifying here, and he put forth a lap of 13.276 around this quarter-mile oval, which is not the record here. He holds the record in 2016, 12.965, but rest assured, in a few weeks, once we get rubber down on this racetrack, you're going to see some speed out of this new pavement.
Well, once the drivers figure out where they need to be and what they need to do to get around here, and they're, like we were talking, I said 3 weeks, because they go home, they think about it, they noodle it, they lose sleep over it, they talk to their crew, they change the geometry, they change the setups and everything. And that's what it's going to take. So I say within 3 weeks, we have a new track record.
Oh, wow. Lee Jeffries' Natural Designs, the car is the Susan Harwell car, excuse me,
right.
That was being pushed out. That is fancier than normal. Timmy Salamito, Northeast Modified driver, texted me, saying, hey, that's my wrap, man. I just designed that. Well, you know, Timmy, good job on it. It's pretty
awesome.
Slick looking, but it doesn't fit the, you know, the old school vibe that they usually put out. But hey, good job.
Hey,
I like the chrome.
New track,
New track,
schemes.
new schemes.
You know, that's
It's
time
all
to do
good.
it, you know?
It's
like
all good.
Go to a new school, you can get a new wardrobe. You know what I'm talking
And
about?
speaking of that, there's the sister car to Tim Brown's car. It'll be renumbered 88. Don't be confused. That's not Tim Brown starting in the rear of the field. That is Dan Speeney, who is, I believe, like a brother-in-law somehow
right.
affiliated with the family. And then in the back there, you also see that 69 8 car. It's the black and pink car. That's Junior Miller, legend here at Bowman Gray Stadium. And as you do the oh is me, yes.
No, I can do the bow
And
to the, you know.
Justin Snow right there, that is Junior Snow, excuse me, the other junior in the field. And he is a real junior, the 51. Junior Snow making his debut, timing 7th in qualifying in the number 51, renumbered to 61. That's a black and pink car. That's been a storyline too. Who's this Junior Snow guy coming out of nowhere? And he qualifies 7th. Everybody was looking at that car going, wow, this kid ran 602 crate cars last year, kind of came out of nowhere and put it in the top 10 to lock in yesterday.
Well, obviously he did his homework in the off season.
Yeah.
Got some advice from some guys that, you know how to get around here, how to set up cars for here, and took his driving talent and mashed the gas and made it go fast, and there he is, starting 7th. So we see the crew starting to walk off.
Cars have fired.
One crew's going to walk back out here.
Let's maybe give you the starting lineup.
Let's
We
do
didn't
it.
have enough time. We came on air with the Sportsman. We didn't get you a full field, but let's give you a starting lineup from the back to the front of the Hayes Jewelers 200 tonight. Starting scratch on the field, the number 2 car. It's a backup car to John Boy Brown. That's Mike Adams starting 22nd, the 79, the Hillbilly Racing entry. Another backup car being run tonight by Paul Hall. The number 88 starts 21st tonight. That is Dan Speeney in the Hayes Jewelers machine.
In the 20th position, the number 77 of Susan Harwell. Inside of her, the number 19, 68, is making his 754th start.
Wow.
74 feature wins here, the one and only Junior Miller. 18th position from Lexington, North Carolina, the number 51, Drew Moffitt. Inside of him, out of Kernersville, the number 44 of Daniel Beeson. The number 5 in 16th position, Plafftown, North Carolina. That is Randy Buntner. In the 15th position, in the number 15 out of Clemens, North Carolina, Brian Lofton.
Starting 14th all the way from Wesley Chapel, Florida, is the number 55, and that's Jeremy Gerstner, very likable man. In starting 13th, speaking of likable, in the 07, the classic Hayes Jewelers colors, the classic Hayes Jewelers number, the 07, the Mayberry Bullet, John Smith.
In the 12th position, the number 79, that'll be Zach Brewer. Inside of him, from Waldburg, North Carolina, the number 75 of Lee Jeffries.
Oh, starting 10th, the number 1 from Walnut Cove, North Carolina, a guy to keep an eye on tonight, a perennial winner, a perennial champion, one of the greats of all time at Bowman Gray Stadium, giving him a wave as the wave goes around this stadium. It's the number 1 of Burt Myers, starting to his inside in the black. Look at that. Let's stop
awesome.
this lineup and look at the wave going around. 17,000 fans treating us to the wave here tonight on Flow Racing. Oh, that's a sight to behold.
Tell me they weren't ready for racing during the offseason.
Oh, man, they were scratching to get here. That is awesome. Let's continue with the lineup. Starting 9th in the number 40 car, that is young Luke Fleming out of Mount Airy, North Carolina.
In the number 16, in the 8th position, also from Mount Airy.
His uncle.
His uncle, Chris Fleming. Thank you very much. In the 61, that'll be Junior Snow. We talked about him earlier. Comes up out of lower ranks of racing, moved up this year.
Well, it's actually his father. I messed that one up.
All right.
So many Flemings out there. But starting 6th in the number 4 from Walnut Cove, the Myers family roots run deep here at Bowman Gray. That's Jason Myers. And starting 5th in the number 69, one of the young guns to watch out for tonight, John Holloman the 4th.
Starring in 4th, the 04 all the way from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. That's Brandon Ward, probably right around the corner. The number 57 out of Huntersville, North Carolina. That's Danny Bond.
Danny Bone there in the number 57. And I'll tell you what, man, this is a stacked field, and it's really stacked when we get up front. Here's a driver on the outside of the front row from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, that puts the fans on their feet here. Folks, it's John Boy, Jonathan Brown. And on the pole tonight, the all-time greatest here, well, you know, Burt Myers may argue, but most wins here at Bowman Gray Stadium, you can't argue that. From Tobaccoville, North Carolina, the number 83 Hayes Jewelers Special, it's Tim Brown, the Rocket.
I don't know. I'm like totally amped up for this race.
Are you amped up?
I am amped
Are you
up.
excited?
I love modifieds.
I'm
I love
slightly
modifieds.
excited.
Grew up on modifieds
Yes,
in
you
the
did.
Northeast, just like you. And now I got goosebumps. Look at that.
So you're explain to folks, because this show is on the racetrack, but so they're listening to the voices here.
Correct.
I grew up at Stafford Motor Speedway, Islip Speedway, every darn track across the East Coast that had modifieds. You grew up though in Upper New York.
I grew up in Perry Speedway, which is now called Wyoming County, which is owned by my cousin. I have a long history of Lancaster, now called Motorplex after the
Great
sale this
modified
week.
racetrack.
Awesome modified track, and also dirt, Ransomville, and my father and stepfather both raced at the NASCAR track, Holland Speedway.
That is awesome.
So you and I are both track brats.
Hey, we're all modified people here.
Oh.
So you know, and that's the thing. You know, I love the fact that we're getting this opportunity on Flow to present my favorite place on God's green earth, Bowman Gray Stadium. I love the fact that we're presenting to maybe new people that aren't familiar with this type of race car, a NASCAR modified, a ground pounder. This is one of the most exciting race cars on the planet. Big tires, big headers, big steam. This is a pure testosterone machine. This is a NASCAR modified.
And the sound is just amazing, and there's like no sound like it. You know, whatever, like you can say a Harley Davidson has its sound, a Triumph motorcycle has its sound, but a ground pounder, you're like me. You hear one start up, you're like, ooh, I know what that is. And you just want to know where it's racing, where are you going. But this is just amazing. And we have, you know, 2 modified drivers in the Hall of Fame. Jerry Cook, 3, excuse me,
Three.
Jerry Cook,
Richie Evans.
and the latest inductee, Mike Stefani.
Well, folks,
Ooh.
it's now time. The lights are out on the pace car. Tim Brown slowly leading this 23-car field for the green flag. Entering turn number 2, going down the backstretch. What are your thoughts real quick there, pack.
I'd like to see very few cautions. I want to see some great racing, but it's inevitable. We're going to get the cautions, and these drivers right now got their hands on the wheel. They know they have 200 laps to go. We have a break at lap 75 and another one at lap 175.
These are the drivers that live by the grace of God in 600 horsepower. The Hayes Jewelers 200 is green at Bowman Gray Stadium.
And Tim Brown wastes no time going to the front, telling everybody, you're going to have to follow me if you want the checkered flag. Right behind him, it's the 57 of Danny Bone, trying to get right behind him, let him know, hey, I'm here too. I'm going to make it work. They told him in the driver's meeting, use patience, use patience, use patience. It's 200 laps.
Unbelievable to see that number 22 try to make it work on the outside on that start. He doesn't, but he gets down to the bottom. Now he's in 5th position, but your top 3 cars right there, you see him on your screen. Tim Brown, Danny Bone, and Brandon Ward.
And Brandon Ward there was getting up on Danny Bone saying, I'm going to either move you or I'm going to work you down, so I'm going to pass you on the inside. And we know here, the chrome horn, that Nerf bar right there, it's called the Nerf bar for a reason. I got to Nerf you out of the way. The rest of the field, pretty steady right now. Up to the front, though, we're looking at the 83. Tim Brown still holding off Bone, and behind him, Brandon Ward.
Oh, you saw a shot in the center of the corner there. 3 cars at the top, and they are close together. Danny Bone using the front bumper of his machine, letting Tim Brown know, hey, I'm right behind you. I want that lead spot. Remember, folks, there's a lot of money on the line, and it's not just at lap 200. Lap 75, there'll be a competition caution. If you're the leader, $1,000.
$1,000.
Here he goes.
There's
to the
pass.
inside. Danny Bone makes his way to the inside.
Here
Side by side, coming off of turn number 4. The fans are on their feet. We have a new leader, Danny Bone.
And also, when you get to the outside, we talked about the freight train before. Brandon Ward gets right in there, and now he's going to say, look at this, Danny Bone. You might have the lead now, but I'm right here. But don't count out Tim Brown. There. Now watch the Danny Bone, not Danny Bone, Ward there. He was getting off the gas just past the start-finish line the last few laps. Let's see if that changes now that he's up into second and chasing down the number 57.
Well, it looks like Brandon Ward has a pretty fast race car. It's funny when you talk at this place, isn't it? The laps just tick by so quick. You could talk, and next thing you know, it's like 4 laps later. But Brandon Ward has such a quick car, and you can see it right there on the entry in turn number 3. We didn't really talk about this much, but when you're watching these machines run at this track, you're going to notice a little bit of a bump. Watch the suspension of these cars as they enter turn number 3.
Here we go.
Oh, a challenge for the lead. Closes the door. Danny Bone says, no, I'm not ready to give up this lead yet. But watch these cars as they enter both of these turns. There's a little bit of a bump going into the turn that has thrown off these race car drivers. Some of them, quite frankly, well, they were whining, okay? And some of them will admit it. But there's been a lot of complaints, a lot of whining about this new track surface. And you can see it on the TV screen right here as they enter the turn. This is not a smooth repave. They've got some bumps that they're dealing with on the entry point of these corners.
Well, like any repave, it's going to take a little time. This has been sitting pretty dormant. Now cars are on here. The weight of the cars, the racing will be on there, rubbering in, and we'll see if it settles down.
That's a tricky bump, dude.
I get it. Hey, either adapt or go home.
Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly. Pack it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the people that are complaining, well, guess what? They're holding the steering wheel now, and they're trying their hardest. But it's funny, we're looking at those lead 2, but there's such a gap after the first 2 or 3 cars back to the back, and you're seeing John Holloman there leading the charge. He is in 4th position, but Holloman is kind of holding up traffic here, and he's holding tight to that bottom. He knows the real estate's important. Here comes John Boy trying to get to his inside, but shutting the door is John Holloman, the 4th.
But the challenges aren't really picking up in there. You see they're all pretty much maintaining where they are. Now, yes, it's a 200-lap race. We're 15 laps into it. We have a lot of laps to go. But they're just, I don't know, they riding comfortable, hoping for a caution. Because right now, the leader, he's coming up. He's going to start lapping traffic here in half a lap.
Wow, that's interesting right there. You're looking at the lead cars there in the split screen on Flow Racing. They're catching the tail end of lap traffic. And, oh, and the other screen right now, here comes John Boy to the inside of John Holloman. Can Holloman hold tight on the outside? He battles back on the top side. That is tough to do, folks. He is earning it, selling T-shirts on the top.
Jason Myers, the number 4, not going to let him in there. I'm going to keep you right out there. Let's see if this changes the pace of the race for these cars that were back in 4th, 5th, and 6th, and everyone behind them. You see them, a little bit of Nerf bar action going there.
Junior Snow gets in there. Jason Myers fills the hole now. Here comes Junior Snow. First ever modified race here at Bowman Gray Stadium, and he moves up a spot. So does the showstopper, Chris Fleming. Poor John Holloman's caught on the outside with nowhere to go.
And and we can see the leader, Danny Bone. He's going to get into lap traffic here. The cars that he's coming up on right there in turn 3 and 4, not going to get him this time. But now we're going to see the pace changing back there because these guys took Holloman, put him to the outside. Nobody's letting him even get near back in there. But the leaders right there, as you see on your screen, they are still Nerf bar to Nerf bar, a little bumping going in there, a little, hey, how you doing? And that's what it's about here at Bowman Gray.
Well, you're seeing the battle right there, and Danny Bone doing a good job holding to that bottom. You don't want to give him any real estate on the bottom because Brennan Ward will take it. That is a KG veteran race car driver that has raced late models, Pro Cup cars, dash cars. That guy's raced everything but a wheelbarrow, and now he is a star in the modifieds here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
And Danny Bone is still setting the pace. Still has Ward right behind him. Nothing's changed there in the top two. The field, though, now they got Holloman out of that position in fourth where he was running. Now it seems like the pace is picking up for the cars behind him.
Oh, look at this. Junior Snow almost loses the bottom right there, but has a good run coming out of turn 4. Knocking on his door was that red number 16 car right there. That is Chris Fleming's. Once again, Fleming puts the bumper to him, but here comes Snow. Snow to the bottom of Jason Myers.
Oh.
Myers goes down low. Snow and Myers spin in turn number 1.
And the rest of the field spinning and hitting the brakes, doing what they can to avoid getting that. And one of the cars went there and just creamed a bunch of cones. Yeah, we have some damage on a few cars. We can see that. But unfortunately there, they got in there and the contact was made. Look at these guys headed off across the grass, and the number 51 gets going again. So that's a good sign. But I wonder who's going to head to the pits on that. The pace truck is out to stop the field. And they said, we're going to slow them down, slow pace truck. So if you do pit, we want to give you enough time to get in there and try to make some repairs. That number 51 on the backstretch, he's limping it into the pit area. But right now, we're going to see this.
Jason Myers, you're seeing that 4 car snake up through the field. He might be coming to pit, or he might be just filing in behind the 07 of the Mayberry Bullet, John Smith. But tough deal for Myers here. Let's look on the Flow Racing replay right now. And it looks like the 61 gets a great run, gets to the bottom. Jason Myers comes down, nowhere to go. They both make contact, and that's kind of a racing incident here at Bowman Gray.
Well, tires hit tires, and when that happens, it usually means immediate spin. See, the tire makes contact there inside the Nerf bar. He's trying to advance. His Nerf bar is hooked up. His tire's hooked up on the Nerf bar, and that's what causes them to spin. And the rest of the field, the 15 whips it around, trying to avoid. And you got what you got to do. You want to stay in it. It's 200 laps. You want to keep your car in the best condition you can just to make it to the end.
I'll tell you what, there was nothing Jason Myers humanly possible could have done there to save the number 4 car in that incident. So, you know, of course, he has a rookie right underneath him, and Junior Snow putting on quite a performance in qualifying. He's got experience here at Bowman Gray, though. He's raced stadium stocks here, which is basically the mini stock division here at Bowman Gray. So he has laps around here, but never before in one of these high-powered modifieds. He took to it really quick, said that he felt very comfortable in these race cars, but he said, man, that power was something else.
So here's what I'm looking for in the restart. Yeah. Now that we had those guys that were 4th on back, and now that, you know, they got back up through there again, now they don't have that big gap, and the cars that were going to go a lap down, now they won't, because Danny Bone is now way away from them.
Yep.
So is the racing behind Tim Brown going to be a little more competitive than it was before?
And the 61 has rejoined the field. That is, of course, Junior Snow. We're going to be coming to the choose cone here in a lap or two, and that should be a very interesting first real choose cone here, because we saw the outside groove doesn't have anything, right? What about these modifieds? There's not a lot of real estate, and you're talking about open wheels and the most powerful race cars we run here at the stadium. Who's going to have the chutzpah to get to the outside? The chutzpah.
Well, we're going to find out here in a little bit, that's for sure. Yeah, that choose cone is definitely going to be definitive. Now,
I love the choose cone.
That's great.
I think it's great.
Brandon Ward, does he go to the outside and say, hey, I think I have enough for him? Then you have Tim Brown that's going to go right inside of him.
Okay, make a prediction. How many cars go to the inside? You say 7.
7. Then the 8th one's going to jump up.
Let me look at the field here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go I'm going to go with the 6th place car of Burt Myers. Will test the waters to the outside because Burt Myers, one of the greats here, is very well known for liking the outside. Although he was telling me that they tried to force them to run the outside to rubber in this track during some of the practice sessions yesterday by putting cones out on the bottom of this track to try to get rubber in on that outside, and he said it was awful. Burt Myers, Jason Myers, not too happy with this new repave when you talk to him. Jason Myers, I believe, was talking about he wants to dig it up. but
hey, you know what?
You know,
till the day he wins, he goes, this track's great.
Yeah. It's interesting though. Let's just put it this way: we went out there before, Pac-Man and I. We watched practice, but we also had a little different experience today.
We stole the pace car.
We stole the pace car.
We stole the pace car.
We stole the pace car today, and we drove it around. The first few laps, I wanted to take it easy because there's a few people walking around, and it was tough for me. I got to be honest with you. But you couldn't really feel the dips. You couldn't feel the bump that the drivers were kind of complaining about going into turn number 1 and in turn number 3. But Pac-Man, when I got on the loud pedal there, well, not that it's the pace car, but when I got on the loud pedal there and we really drove it into 1 and we really drove it into 3, you can rest assured you can feel that bump.
You can feel it a little bit, and I was like, okay, now this car's on a totally different suspension than these cars that are low to the ground.
Unsettling.
Cones out, my friend.
Cones
but yeah,
out.
it was good to get a lap around here and figure out what it was like.
Who's going to be right, folks? Pac-Man or me?
I don't know. We're going to find out.
1 car to the bottom, 2 cars to the bottom, 3 cars to the... I can count. This is great.
This is great.
Oh, showstopper.
The number, the
Chris Fleming.
We were both wrong.
Oh, well, Chris Fleming. Give credit to Chris Fleming. Round of applause, folks. Chris Fleming.
Next?
Hey, Chris Fleming's been one of those... Oh, and it's his son, Luke Fleming.
Oh, boy, this ought to be good.
This is a Fleming outside deal here. Will the Fleming train win, or will Danny Bone and Brandon Ward win out? This is going to be interesting.
Is that Speeney to the outside of his team car there? Yes, it is. And then number 88, Dan Speeney. So, wow, lights are off on the pace vehicle. Officials saying keep it together, side by side. Slow pace through. Let's see what Danny Bone does. Let's see what Fleming does on the outside. Here they come. Oh, they both squirrel a little bit, but green flag flies. Here they go. Right, dives in right into second place there. He's going to go right behind him. Not give any room. Still it's side by side though from 5th on back. What a run. What a great restart by all these guys.
Great job by that spotter of the 16 to clear that car down to the bottom there. You saw them fire off a turn 4 on that restart. The number 57 car of Danny Bone had the best fire, but basically the 16 car kind of let him do it, and then immediately on the front stretch dove down low to get that spot. But now to the bumper of your leader, here comes Chris Fleming, the showstopper, the number 16 car. Fan favorite here at Bowman Gray Stadium, that's 16 from Mount Airy, North Carolina. Very likable guy, wears his faith on his sleeve, and I'll tell you what, he's using that front bumper to the backside of Danny Bone, the New Jersey driver right now.
He might be wearing his faith on his sleeve, but he's wearing the back end out there of Danny Bone, the leader. Now Danny Bone had to deal with, before, the other driver that was behind him, Brandon Ward. Now he's got to deal with a new driver with a new style. Danny Bone's trying to do everything he can to get as far away from these guys as possible. Tim Brown's still up back there, and then the rest of the field staying pretty close to the top 3 leaders.
I'll tell you what, that 57 is a beautiful race car that's up front. That is a New Jersey mount, okay, with a New Jersey driver in it. The Brick, New Jersey, the Northeast car, and Danny Bone, a 3rd-generation driver. His grandfather was a modified great in New Jersey, Parker Bone. And then his father was a stalwart at Wall Stadium Speedway up in New Jersey, Wall Township, New Jersey. And following suit is this 3rd-generation driver, and he has quite a future. He's raced in his last 3 Camping World Truck Series races. He's finished 7th. Well, he didn't have a good showing that next one, but the one after that was, I believe, 8th at Daytona. So on the Super Speedway, he's been able to do it, and he's expecting to get back in the truck in the next month or so. He talked to me earlier today about hopefully an announcement coming to get him back in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, and that would be great. That's a talented race car driver in that number 57.
But in the meantime, he's honing his skills out here. Keep it going. Anything you get in, any seat time you can get. The number 15 off in turn 4.
Brian Lofton is in
inside.
the grass. You look at damage on the back of that Shady Grady number 15 car.
Might have had a little bit of help getting over there. We'll have to see if we can find out something. Fires it back up.
His son, by the way, recently just won his first ever race, and I believe he's like 13 years old. He won in a 602 crate modified at Caraway Speedway. So this is a racing family right here, and Brian Lofton has several wins here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Used to drive the red, very familiar red number 23 car here, but now driving for the Shady Grady 15 team, and not the way he wants to start his the first kind of quarter of the Hayes Jewelers 200.
We are 41 laps into this 200 lap race, and as we can see there, yeah, the 15 damage there on that left rear. We'll see if maybe we can get a replay and find out who helped that driver get to the infield so quickly. But there's the pace of the pace car has been slowed down because some guys hit the pit area, and they told them in the driver's meeting, we're going to work with you as best as we can, give you some time, but we're not going to like slow the whole show down.
Well, pit road here, okay, for you watching at home, you're like, well, where the heck are they pitting the cars? Well, it's behind that field house. You see it right behind the shot right there. Big, ginormous field house. It's basically the locker room for Winston-Salem State University. It's where their bathrooms are. There's a hospitality area up top there. You see it on a floor racing shot.
They're hanging out,
enjoying themselves. The big, giant scoreboard and video screen. But the cars are pitting behind that, okay? It's just a simple pit area back there. So as a precaution for the people back there, they don't want these drivers flying back behind there at a high rate of speed and worrying so much about getting the tire changed or doing whatever to get back out. They're trying to slow down the pace car to give them plenty of time. Since these laps do count, but they really want to make sure things, they stress that in the driver's meeting, are safe behind the field house.
Yeah, definitely back there. Plus, it's out of the way, and it gives a very good aesthetic view here. Okay, lights are off on the pace car. Look who jumped up to the outside.
Ooh.
Brandon Ward said, okay, I'm tired of following both of you guys. I'm going to take my shot up here.
I love this. Everybody's choosing the inside.
Almost
and now
everybody.
somebody in like John Smith from like 10th is like, well, I'm going to go up there to 3rd place.
See what you can do. Why not? See what you can do. It's still early in the race. You're
You see that blue car right there? That's the Mayberry Bullet of John Smith, and a new car this year for John Smith. A very clean and steady race car driver. But let's see what Brandon Ward has on the top here as the pace car pulls into the infield grass here at Bowman Gray Stadium. And we're back, green flag racing, lap 43, Danny Bowman. Oh, bumper tag in the top 3.
Wow, he jumped to the inside. Ward did to try to get second, and he did, but he paid the price, a little bump from behind, and they went, all 3 of them glued together there. They almost lost it all together.
My thing is, if you're going to do that, why not just choose to file in right behind him? That's my thought. But maybe he was trying the waters to see how that car would fire coming out of turn number 4. Put that in the memory bank for later on. This is a long race. This is the longest race of the year for the NASCAR Modifieds here, the Hayes Jewelers 200.
And look, John Smith, we talked about him, but he's now in 4th, holding that position quite handily over Tim Brown. But your top 3 right there you see on the screen, they are not getting too far away from each other. Car length maybe at the most 1.5. Right now might be a part of the race where you go, okay, you know what you have.
I was just thinking that.
You know what you have. You know what you're capable of. I got to save my stuff to get to the end, save my equipment, save my tires, save my senses, save everything. And this is a small track, gas brake, and you have to the repetition and hit your marks, especially as we've talked about with the new paving and some of the nuances that came of it.
This is not an easy track. If you sit down low here in the grandstands, you see it. You see the cars upon entry of the corner. You see the dips. You see the bumps. You see them rotate the car through the center of the corner and wheel the heck out of the thing coming off. Saw on that wheel, almost like a sprint car.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to have here. But the top 3 are still out there. And right behind them, well, here we see Brown not dominating right there. He is holding his position. His team car has fallen back behind him. 4 cars behind him. And then you see the action there of Holloman coming through. Myers brothers are up there. This makes it even more interesting. Like, we don't know what can happen here. We haven't even hit. We're only at a quarter.
We're in the lull. I think it's safe to say we're in the what you said exactly. Let's see what happens stage of the race.
And as we say that, caution comes out.
Caution comes out, and it's probably Pierre Debris because I don't see a car spun out. The French caution might be out. Jacques Debris? Or is it
Jacques Debris?
Debris, or is it Pierre Debris? I believe it would be a caution for debris on the track.
Or maybe someone put some fluids down. We're going to find out here in a little bit.
Yes, but it is a caution at lap 53 here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Watching the officials to the left of us pointing out possibly something in turn number 4. But Yeah, caution flag is out. Lap 53 of the Hayes Jewelers 200. And in the lead is Danny Bone, Brandon Ward in second place, third place, Chris Fleming, John Smith in second place, and Tim Brown rounds out the top 5.
So the wave round goes to the number 15. See him just went by there.
Oh, yeah.
Gets him back on, Brian Lofton gets him back on the lead lap.
Beautiful new grass here in the infield. They really worked on the renovations here at Bowman Gray Stadium. They redid all of the drainage. You see those little drainage ditches on the inside, and redid that whole concrete border. That used to be a border that kind of, the pavement just dropped off. And then there was like a really aggressive hill, okay? Like this aggressive dirt hill. And now they don't have that anymore. Oh, the cone is out. I almost missed it, buddy.
Yeah, that's all right. I didn't want to interrupt you. So Ward's going to do it again. Brandon Ward from Winston-Salem here. He says, I'm going to try this one more time. Danny Bone goes, go ahead. I'm going to beat you on the restart. You're going to fall behind me.
And the other car to choose the outside is Jason Myers from Walnut Cove, North Carolina. That number 4 car on the top. You see him there in the 4th position. We're going to take the green flag here. Restart for the Hayes Jewelers 200. Danny Bone, side by side. Brandon Ward. Danny Bone fires off first. Can Ward get to the bottom? Yes, he does.
No contact.
Looking behind him now, what is going to happen to Jason Myers? He falls to the clutches of Tim Brown. Jonathan Brown dives to his inside. Here comes Big Brother to the inside, Jason Myers. And now Jason Myers is to the bottom. Burt gets around him, and Myers gets back to the safety of that bottom line.
So far, the side-by-side action we see right there, back in the middle of the pack, they're leaving that 88 car just sitting out there. He can't even get down. Excuse me, the 55 car. Apologize.
Yep.
A lot of orange out here. A lot of orange.
All team cars, but Jeremy Gerstner's car, yes, that 55. That's the Florida driver.
Yep.
And now we look at the front because a charge is being mounted by Brandon Ward. That Q104 car in second place, black machine.
Well, right now they are racing to lap 75 will be the first competition caution.
Money.
So it's $1,000 whoever leads that. So maybe lap 70 we might see a little bit of action. Maybe lap 73. They're coming down to that $1,000 bonus from Hayes Jewelers. Very generous of them after already putting up for the big night tonight.
Yeah, it's very widely known here and said here at Bowman Gray Stadium, the longest and the richest race at Bowman Gray Stadium is the Hayes Jewelers 200, and it just got richer. Lap 75, we're eyeing that right now. Richie Evans, lap 61, now 62 on the board. And I'll tell you what, who's going to get that $1,000?
I'll tell you what, I give Chris Fleming credit. He took the chance to go up the outside of the cone earlier. He's making it work, and now he's running the top 3, following Ward and Danny Bone right now. And it's working. He's up there.
Hey, the showstopper right there, putting on a show for you in that number 16 car. Now he sees himself in 3rd position. It's going to be interesting on some of these restarts, too, to see if you're in 3rd position, you're on the bottom guaranteed. But I think the restarts are going to be the story here, because we're going to see a lot of single file racing. But don't be alarmed if you're watching on Flow Racing. That doesn't mean this is boring. I've been to a 200 lap race here where it was 199 lap snooze fest. But what happened on the last lap was something I'll never forget for the rest of my life. So make sure you keep it locked on here. Right now, lap 65 ticking on the board. 10 laps to the competition caution for 1,000 buckaroos.
Well, they're still closing in on each other. The top 3 right there. You see on your split screen, little competition. The pack right there is still single file. No one's really jockeying for position. They're doing exactly what the guys in front of them are doing. And like we talked about, got to be there at the end. Got to be there at the end for a 200 race, especially in a Monaco.
Split screen right now. You're seeing some battle right there with Randy Butner putting the bumper to the backside of the young rookie Junior Snow, giving him some lessons. But now we're down to brass tacks. Lap traffic is coming up, and $1,000 will be on the line. The bumper to the back of Brendan Ward. The number 16 says, howdy doody, I'm right behind you. This is going to get interesting here as we close in on the back of this field.
As they do, they're coming up. Their lap traffic is 4 car lengths ahead of your leader right now as they go through 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, if there's going to be lap traffic, it's going to start maybe, I think, about 3 laps, or they're going to try to stay there as long as they can because they don't want to get goofed up with what's going on there, and they want to try to hold on for that $1,000 bonus.
I think Danny Bone's going to get to the back of this Jeremy Gerstner machine, and he's going to stay at the bottom and stay right behind him. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He doesn't want to drift up high coming off the corner. Can't even give him an inch. Oh, the big move by the showstopper to the bottom. And contact, and around goes Brandon Ward. Caution flag is out. Wow.
He just went in there too hard and collected the in front of him there, and now you have it. Your second place guy is now back in the pack.
Turtle time.
Just like
First
that.
time a
Just
car
like
in the modifieds has gone to the bottom and hit the turtle, and it upset the car.
We talked about
Turtle time.
Yeah, those things are not kind.
No.
And they even shaved them down from what they were originally because guys like,
Yeah.
hey man, that's gonna really mess some stuff up if we hit that.
Did you see those things originally in the pictures?
Oh yeah,
They were like
anthills.
giant. But now they're said to be shaved down to 1 3/4 inches, but they're a little higher than that. Let's look at the Flow Racing replay as we try to get it queued up for you here at Bowman Gray Stadium. And you look at the number Q104. That's an interesting number, but it's unique. Of Brandon Ward, who just went from hero to 0. But remember, there's a long time to go here, only 72 laps. Oh, that's that bonus, by the way. Okay?
Yep.
The bonus. If it's a yellow flag, again, before lap 75, they want 5 green flag laps. So if they cannot hit that under caution. Oh, let's look. Flow Racing replay. You watch here, the 16 dive bombs it to the bottom and
Caught
caught the turtles.
and sent them no contact to the track.
Great
Sent them
view right
airborne
here.
right in there. Yep.
Nothing Brandon Ward could do right there. Of course, that's not intentional right there. He threw it in there, but he kind of committed a little bit late, and you see
Right
the mistake right there by hitting the bottom of that racetrack, and the turtles upset the car, which caused it to go up into Brandon Ward.
That and with the drainage area too, because that's
Look at
even
this
lower
shot,
than
buddy.
that. Yeah, this is beautiful.
This is the telltale shot right there. He locked it up, too, when he got to the bottom. That was definitely not intentional by Chris Fleming.
Good replay. Good job.
That was a great shot by Zach Evans there coming off of turn number 4 with the low camera. That was the telltale shot right there. Not the high camera shot, but that low shot, because you could really see that thing hit those turtles and hit that little dust kicked up there, and the front wheels of that number 16 locked up.
So if that's the case, we have. Well, that is the case.
Oh, there we go. Here's the jet dryer.
Say, pay attention. Pay attention.
It's like, I'm here. I'm here.
I see the pink shirt. He's just like, hey man, don't. I'm out here trying to help you guys.
I'll tell you what, that is that's my favorite crew in the business.
Why is that?
I was embedded with them once in turn number 1, this track crew. And you watch them running around, and from the grandstand sometimes
He's doing it again. Look at that. Tell
He's
him.
like, I'm right here. You look at this track crew, and sometimes you can go, okay, it's a little archaic. They got backpack blowers and brooms
That's
out
right.
there. But let me tell you something. I've been
works.
down there. These guys work their butts off. These guys are dedicated guys that work their tails off. He's blowing out that topside groove. That's really high. If you get up there, Pack, you're in trouble.
He's on the radio saying, man, tell him to slow down.
He's like, man, this topside, I'm getting ready for this restart.
He's still looking for him. I love it.
I don't think he's happy with
I don't
Brian
blame him.
Lofton right now.
I don't blame him one bit, Pay attention, there's a bunch of people out there.
Oh, Lord.
All right, so this has to go 5 green laps to get for the
I don't think
1,000.
it does. I think as long as it goes to lap 75 naturally.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Is it?
That's lap 75.
It's lap 75 now.
So that's
so we're
ready.
going to have 5 green flag laps before $1,000.
Exactly. So now we're up to lap, I don't know, what, 81 maybe?
Yeah, something
82,
like that. Yeah,
depending how
83.
we do this here.
See how long this goes.
Might be-
But hey, when we
might
take
be
the green,
90.
when the green flag comes out, we know we're going to have 5 laps to $1,000.
Right.
So that's kind of cool. The race inside the race. That's a lot of
I
fun.
like it.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
so
I'll tell you what,
let's-
Chris Fleming now, he didn't get much damage or anything happened to him there right there. He got out of that pretty scot-free, so he sits in the second position, but really cool to see the Mayberry Bullet in that 07, that great machine that's harkened back to the days of modified greats here. You see the 07 VA, and we're coming to the choose cone. Of course,
Well,
Danny Bone
he
chooses
does it
the
again.
inside. Oh,
He does it
the
again.
showstopper to the
Does
top.
it again. And that puts Jonathan Smith, the best position he's had all night. He'll be in third. Tim Brown going to be there right behind him. And here's the number 4. Oh, Jason Meyer said, I'll go to the outside. I don't care. I'll go to the outside because there's a break. In 5 laps, there's a break.
Well, there's a few fans on their feet here at Bowman Gray, so I figured I'd stand on my feet here too,
I
because the
haven't sat over it.
showstopper just put it to the top. Chris Fleming wants that money, and he's going to try to steal it on the outside here on this restart. As we come to green, 5-lap dash for the cash, the Hayes Jewelers 200. Who will win the bonus? Green flag is out. Fleming to the bottom. Gets in, tucked behind Danny Bone, and they're single file again. Behind him, Jason Myers. Oh, and we have trouble in turn number 1 and 2. John Holloman. Daniel Beeson in the 44, also in trouble there, and Brian Lofton as well. Caution flag is out again.
Looks like Lofton got a little more damage than he had the last time.
And it looks like he's done. He just threw the steering wheel, it looks like, over there.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at the front end. Those tires are not, when you can see the Hoosier on the left front,
From
where we're sitting, that's not good. Yeah, the left.
That's a little cattywampus. You like that word?
Yeah,
cattywampus?
Yeah, that's also way out there.
I've never said that at a race.
And it's, well, congratulations. And it's flat. Yeah, he's done.
Oh, there's his track worker. He wasn't happy with him now.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, he's
and
broke.
now he's like, well,
he's broke.
You know,
hook him up and get him out of here.
It happened. Look at the scuff marks to the left of that
more
car.
And more.
Those are the scuff marks we're talking about with the chassis rails of these cars hitting that dip that precedes that mark. Oh, that is amazing.
Cones. Look at the cones are taking a beating down there.
Rest in peace to the cone.
Moment
of silence.
There's another one.
Two.
There's a whole plethora.
This is he's like a serial cone killer.
The cremation of the cones is taking
Lord
place
have mercy.
They're just creaming those things.
Oh my Lord. The whole family.
Oh, they said he's going to try to take off with it.
No.
Maybe it'll come out naturally. There you go. There, I got
it.
Hey,
well, throw him aside. Yeah, he's fine.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's a little dilapidated.
Is there another one? He got 3 cones.
3 cones.
I'm sorry.
Can we get a 4th?
I got to applaud him for
Let's
that
get the auctioneer.
That's it. 3 cones.
Oh my gosh.
That one's dead.
Look at this. Oh, there's another cone.
Come on, you gotta be
Tell
kidding.
me, there's no way. This is like a cat having kittens. How many is coming out? I mean, what is going on
here?
here?
It's like a clown car from the circus.
Whoa.
How many we have?
John Holloman. Was that a 4 count?
Yes.
Wow, let's watch Holloman take out some cones here. Ooh, he got the bumper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Oh, man, construction workers don't like him.
All right, so
don't let him drive on 77.
Turn 1 starts right there. And then it, backed up a little bit, and Holloman got hit. There's debris over there. He goes through, he takes all the cones, cleans out turn number 2.
Oh, Holloman.
Another car, you got on those turtles.
Who got
in
the back of him? It looked like it was the number 5 of Randy Butner. When they all checked up there, got into the back of Holloman, sending him into the grass there. So kind of unfortunate for John Holloman. Oh, and talk about unfortunate. Brian Lofton's chance to win the Hayes Jewelers 200 is going off on a tow truck. I like the truck behind it. It's got a little flag on it with the sponsor.
Yeah.
Look at all the sponsors on the stadium facade here, from the Thunder Road Grill, all these different places. Brad's Golf Cars, which is the presenting sponsor of this modified division here. But this place is alive, full of race fans. And then, of course, along that beautiful stadium facade down the backstretch, you see sponsors, and then sponsors and sponsors. This place is alive.
Well, like you said, if you're going to invest in local racing, this is a place where people are going to see your signs, you're going to get your mentions, you're going to have all that. So it's a good ROI on whatever they charge for those signs.
Do I have to apologize for the kittens line? I don't think so. At least the production crew is laughing at it. So I'm just getting text messages here. So please excuse the.
There was 5.
There was 5 kittens.
So that
5 kitten cones.
Kitten clown car.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Oh, little kitty cones.
Amazing.
Oh. The whole family's lined up there. I think But here we go.
First night.
Hey, first night, we're already having fun in the booth. This is going to be a good year on Flow Racing. Remember, all 17 weeks of racing here at the Madhouse, you can watch streaming live on Flow Racing. The cone is out. Once again.
Goes to the
top.
outside. John Smith now, he's going to go line up in 3rd. Oh, look at there's Brown goes to the outside.
Brown, his first attempt at the top side.
We saw him start the race on the pole, and he kind of faded a little bit after a few laps, and the battle's been on for the top 3. Let's see if he can jump in here now. Let's see, maybe
Burt Myers to the top 2, moves into the 6th position there in that white and black number 1. That's kind of a safe spot there because he does have his brother to the left of him. So, that's a little safer than normal.
Is family good during a race?
Family's pretty good during the race if you're a Myers.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Green flag, 5 laps. Can we get to the bonus? Green flag is out, lap 81. Side by side into turn number 1. Danny Bone, give him the position, give him the lead. Little bit of bumper tag. The 16 holds on. The Mayberry Bullet on the bottom, and a caution is out again. Oh boy, Zach Brewer and Daniel Beeson are around in turn number 1 and 2.
That's unfortunate there. They went right in there and turned 1 and they towards the back of the pack, and they spun, and that brings out the caution. So we now are going to be close to lap 90. If I'm doing my guesstimating, my professional, unprofessional guesstimating, I say we get to lap 90 before we hand out that $1,000 bonus. And the next one will be lap number 150.
What happens if we get all the way to 175?
Paper, rock, scissors.
Paper, rock, scissors for it. God, sorry, folks. That was a bad joke. We looked at the Flow Racing replay there, and you see it right there on the bottom of your screen. Beeson gets in. Moffitt gets into him in that 51 car, and then serious damage, actually, from that second hit by Moffitt to the right front of his car. He's taken that car to the pit area, but it doesn't look like there's any damage on Beeson's number blue 44 and the Zach Brewer Hillbilly Racing entry. Watch Moffitt, orange and black car on the inside, makes the contact, initiates a spin, but watch the right front, make contact, boom, right there.
Well, it was just a little bit, not enough to send him airborne or cause a great amount of damage, but you want to take it back?
Take it back. It might be a little bit of toe knocked out. We'll see if that car rejoins the field. Beautiful racetrack, but there's not just renovations to the racing surface. If you look at the top of that shot right there, you can see that there's concession stands, brand new concession stands here, brand new beautiful bathrooms here. A really nice facelift has been done to Bowman Gray Stadium. So, and hey, that means something. I mean, I'm a family guy. I bring my kids here to Bowman Gray, right? And it's so nice to bring them. Last year they had some of the bathrooms done, to bring them to the bathrooms here because they're so clean, they're spacious, they're beautiful. This is a first-class facility, top to bottom.
Well, and the city owns this, the city of Winston-Salem, so they're benefiting for the college and the football games.
But look at this, 17,000 people. They are benefiting from this. This is the best show in town, the best show in Winston-Salem.
Yep.
You know, I'm sorry, nothing else in Winston-Salem that I know. You know, the Winston-Salem State University plays here. That's awesome. I've always wanted to come to a football game here, but
that'd be weird.
They don't have this place packed with 17,000 fans. This is tradition, and this is awesome.
All right.
I just got excited there a little bit. Slightly, didn't I?
You should. It's racing, man. We both do. Lap 85 just went down. Now they call lap 86. The cone has come out. We'll see what happens on this one.
Look at the old press tower over there. That's the original press tower here.
They made it into a lounge or observation
Some
deck.
spotters are up there. It's a great place to watch a race. There's some local TV that films from up there as well. Choose cone is out.
Fleming does it again. The same thing.
Fleming
He's been
committed
consistent,
early.
Right? Yeah. Well, he's done it. He's done the last 6, 7 restarts.
Tim Brown to the
Going
top
up to
2 in that Dayglow orange car.
And look at Jason Myers says, I'm going to stay low on this one.
Yeah, and Bert's like, I'm done with this. I'm staying on the bottom.
6-9 Holland, he's going to go up there. Get back
I'm not going to say we're ready for a 5-lap shootout again.
No.
Maybe I jinxed it. Oh, wait, I just did.
Way to go.
Way to go, Dillner.
The restart. The lights are out on the pace car. The restart's going to happen here. We'll see if this time maybe Fleming can have something for the restart for Danny Bone, but as we've both seen so far, it's not happening.
Top side is tough here at Bowman Gray. Both cars fire at the same time, side by side, squirrely, but now the 16 of Chris Fleming tucks in behind. Your leader, Danny Bone, leads him down the backstretch into turn number 3. Here comes Tim Brown. Can he make the top work? The Mayberry Bullet right underneath him, and Tim Brown's going backwards, but he files in right behind the 07.
Boy, they're humping and bumping as they go through there. A lot of Nerf bar action. Those front bumpers getting a lot of action. Here we go. Our leaders coming out of turn 4, and Smith right there hanging on. Tim Brown trying to get by him. No go, and Smith is pulling away from Tim Brown.
I believe we're 2 laps to go to the competition caution. It might be 3, don't get me wrong. But here comes Danny Bone coming around, and I wonder if if it's 2 laps to go right now to the competition caution. We're confused with the laps, but it is lap number 90 right now, and Danny Bone is your leader, and if he makes it to this competition caution, he will be $1,000 richer.
Which isn't bad.
No, Hayes Jewelers presenting that $1,000 bonus at lap 75 or 90, whatever, and 175 tonight. Chris Fleming to his bumper gives him a shot.
Not enough.
Yellow flag
There we
is
go.
out, and your $1,000 bonus winner at this competition caution is New Jersey's, well, he lives in North Carolina now, but he's a Jersey boy, Danny Bone.
So far, the competition's been pretty darn good through the field, and even though we have 108 to go now, a great distance, it's nice to see these guys giving it their all lap after lap, and no one's just kind of like doing circles, you know what I mean?
This is like caution 342 in this event,
I have told you a million times, don't exaggerate.
don't exaggerate now. But this one isn't for a wreck. This one is the competition caution for the cash. Pretty cool to see Danny Bone, who works really hard on his race cars. Here's a guy that isn't a show up with a helmet bag type race car driver, if I may say.
Sure.
This is a guy that works on his own stuff. You know, so he's raced a car here that was about 25 years old up until this year, having a chance to bring this number 57 car from New Jersey into his stables to run here down in the South. So it's great to see him out there in some really new equipment. And he could be a real threat here at Bowman Gray every time he shows up in that car, I'll tell you.
So the number 22 next to the pace truck there, you can see he is going into the pits.
Yep.
Like
That's,
a bunch of others are.
Jonathan Brown.
Yep, they asked
Daniel
the drivers,
Beeson.
can you pull up to the pit? They go, you certainly can. Okay, we'll see who stays out and who goes in. This will make it interesting. If you like what you have right now, keep it.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm up front, I'm not coming in. And the way I'm wondering, the way these tires are going to wear, I don't think they're going to wear as much. This track, though, is presenting some challenges. They did have a evening to nighttime session. And the weird thing is this place usually grips up at night. But some of the guys were telling me that this place is doing the opposite with this new pavement. It's slicking up at night. So it'll be interesting to see those guys that are maybe outside of the top three and see if they come in to make some adjustments on their race cars with that in mind.
So right now the outside temperature is 71. Earlier it was at 80 or 78 degrees when we started the race.
I had no idea when Flo brought you in that we were going to have a weatherman. You are a man of many talents.
Do you know my
gosh.
backup plan in Buffalo State was meteorology in case the racing.
You know, I went and took a meteorology course in college, but then I found out it had math involved. No, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Anyway, let's get back to business here.
I'm trying not to bust all that.
94 laps.
Which I knew was going to happen tonight at some point.
Well, yeah. I mean, we still have a few more divisions to go, buddy, and the night here on Flow Racing is going to get even more fun.
Oh, I'm in.
You know, stadium stocks, I don't even know. There's so many of them. We might have 2 features. If you've never seen a stadium stock race here, they are a hoot. And let me tell you something. Buckle in, because this place is, we're going to have, check this out. We're going to have, like, skid plate races this year. We're going to have, like, a monster truck out here, man, this year. Dude, we're going to have demo derbies this year. We're going to be able to call a demo derby.
In the grass out there?
No, they cone it off like this. Don't touch the football field.
That's why I'm looking at you like, what?
No, you can't touch that football field. It's off limits. They don't even want guys doing burnouts in there anymore. Jason Myers might get in trouble for driving across it before. But the officials pointing at the drivers and telling them to keep going.
Well,
that was a joke. That was a joke. Yeah.
Oh, I was looking.
Dad
at
joke.
something.
I'm a dad now.
That's
It's okay.
I was looking at something else. Sorry. Yeah, what are they saying? 1 to go there?
No,
Cone's out.
cone
Cone's
is out.
Here we go. So
JB
now,
has the cone out, and once again to the top goes Chris Fleming in the number 16 car. But there's no bonus on the line here. I think he just likes it.
lap 150 is the next time we'll get there.
That's a guy with a lot of bravado.
What's that?
Chris Fleming.
Heck yeah.
He's a very nice guy, but he's got a lot of bravado. He's got some guts.
Race car drivers are pretty nice until they put the helmets on.
Yeah.
No max, and then they become drivers, which is, how you win races.
Yeah, exactly. Chris Fleming's won here a time or two, and he would like to get a win in that number 16 car tonight. Green flag is about to come out as they get ready to fire sideways off of number 4. And Chris Fleming successfully gets back to the bottom. Very tough. Great job by that spotter to get him down there. Here comes Tim Brown on the outside. Can he hold on to that 3rd spot? To his bottom, the Mayberry Bullet, John Smith. Tim Brown gets great drive off turn number 4, and yes, he gets to the bottom 3rd place to Tim Brown.
And that's the strongest he's been all night so far. And Smith drops back to 4th, and here goes Ward. Brandon Ward was trying to get in there. Now he's not going to do it, and Holloman's going to let him stay out there.
Oh, you're looking at Brandon Ward's car right there, and folks, not to start to get dramatic here, but he's another car in front of him is Burt Myers, and if you were here at the last night of racing at Bowman Gray Stadium, the fireworks flew between Burt Myers and that Q104 car, the black car you just saw on your screen right there, Brennan Ward, in an incredible display of caution flag crashery that resulted in Burt Myers basically losing the championship, handing it to Tim Brown, and the crowd here erupted. So anytime this year you might see those two cars together, just be on the lookout.
So is he on the revenge tour, would you say?
Burt, I don't know.
Not on the person, just to get back the championship that he wants.
Well,
thought he had.
I think, yeah, Burt obviously wants to get the title every year. He's wins here all the time. He's a multi-time champion here, but a mount for the lead right now, a challenge for the lead. Here comes the number 16 again, throws it into turn number 1. Good corner speed right there by that 16, really rolling good in the center of the corner.
It looks like the 16 is stronger going into the turn, and Danny Bone is stronger leaving the turn. So that's where they're at right there. And it's been like a cat and mouse. Get close, stay a little bit away, a little bit of distance now, and we still see single file style racing right there.
John Holloman doing a good job defending that bottom, but it also looks like that car might be a little tight, because the way he's hugging that bottom right now just screams that car is tight, not entering with much speed at all.
Well, he's the one earlier that we thought he might have been holding up the line there.
Yeah.
And they got him to the outside, and he freight trained him all the way back 7 or 8 positions. But Ward right there is like, hey, buddy, we're all here, and you're not going to do this again. But Holloman, he's running his race. He's running his line. He has every right to do exactly what you see him doing there on the track.
Well, I bet if he's waving him to the outside, that's one place that the 104 doesn't want to go. But here's daylight. The 104 seeks it, gets on the turtles.
Shut him down.
It's sensitive there on that bottom even. Here comes to the top side. Here comes Brandon Ward to the top. Will this be the first competitive topside pass with the new pavement? It might be. Here comes Brandon Ward.
Oh, maybe not.
Oh, that's tough on the top.
He's going to finish him off right here. He's enough of this.
Ooh, contact as he cuts down as well, but position gain for Brennan Ward.
Well, you got to remember, he was running in second place when he got spun earlier, so we know he's got a strong car and a great contender and driver, working his way to get back up there.
6th place now for Brandon Ward with that position, with that pass on John Holloman. Now Holloman fending off the charge of Jason Myers, who looks down to the bottom. Right behind him, Sweeney in the backup Tim Brown machine. What a great run by Sweeney. Unexpected, they rolled out that backup car late. Or no, that's not. That's Jeremy Gershner. I'm sorry, I did it again.
Didn't interrupt you.
Those 3 identical cars.
I know.
But
someone needs a black stripe on it or something.
you've seen Jeremy Gershner run Smart Modifieds on Flow Racing, and he's going to be competing weekly here at Bowman Gray Stadium, traveling all the way with his family, wife Dawn, coming from Florida every week, and his son. Just a great family, a great person, and tonight he's holding strong in that Jerry Hunt Super Centers number 55.
But right now, the first and second place battle, still, it's like a cat and mouse game. They get close, they get far apart. Now, here comes lap traffic. Lap traffic will be a factor. Paul Hall in the number 79 will be the first to fall into the clutches of your leader, Danny Bone. And if I'm 16, I'm just like, okay, let's see what you're going to do here, because something could happen there. He gets the lead. But if he's going to go, he better follow, because that lap car drops down.
That's 79, the primary car for the Hillbilly Racing team of Zach Brewer. Zach Brewer, a regular competitor here years ago. You see the front of that car. He has used up his bumper as much as you're going to see it used up. The front of that 79's bumper. Oh, boy, that thing is vertical.
It's pointing to the sky.
Yeah.
Not good, because the next thing to stop it is your radiator.
Yeah, that's not what you want in a modified.
He is not going to use that with a radiator so exposed right now. So lap traffic is a factor right now, and it's not really slowing everything down too much, but, if you're the number 57 of Danny Bone, you need to figure out. There you go. He says,
get out of my way.
Move or I'll move you.
Danny Bone isn't afraid to use a bumper. He comes from Wall Stadium in Wall Township, New Jersey, and that's one of the most aggressive racetracks that you're ever going to see. It's basically, I don't know if I call it the Bowman Gray of the North, but Danny Bone is not afraid to get physical.
Well, a track like this, driving modifieds here, you have to, because otherwise you're going to get eaten up, tossed off to the side. Still, they have not been able to get by him. The lap traffic is still competing with the leader.
This is so interesting with this new pavement, because these guys don't know what to do, okay? Do I go to the top side here, and do I lose the lead? How aggressive can I get with these lap cars? And right now, he's not wanting to get too aggressive with that car in front of him. Lap 121 on the board for leader Danny Bone in this 200-lap affair at Bowman Gray Stadium. The first race for the NASCAR Modifieds weekly here at Bowman Gray Stadium in 2022.
We see here on the second screen the number 1.
Ooh, in front of him, a stack up.
Burt Myers, looks like we have one slowing right there.
Junior Snow, and the number 61 has slowed, and his debut at Bowman Gray Stadium in the modified division looks like it's going to come to an end as his car limps, not under power, about to get the push behind the field house.
That's unfortunate. He was having a really good run. He was being right where he needed to be to try to capitalize on maybe something happening in front of him, or at least have a good finish there. Here we go. We're gonna have another. Here comes the cone again. We'll see what's gonna happen.
Here comes the cone.
Good news for Paul Hall, 79. He's no longer gonna be lap traffic or have that threat. And for Danny Bone, he doesn't have to worry about trying to chase him down. Now the field's gonna be separated, and that'll give Danny Bone the racing room he's looking for. My apologies. I had my 79s goofed up. That's Zach Brewer.
Well, you got two of them.
Okay, I had the Zach Brewer. Thank you very much. Sorry to the Zach Brewer fan club out there.
Well,
my mistake.
He's got some fans here.
Well, everybody does.
Zach Leonard, I know, is a big fan of him. He's probably
does.
here. You know, the Leonards, good people. So Randy Buntner is pulling up. It looks like he's going to declare that he's going to go into pit road to fix some of the damage on the front nose of that number 5 machine, one of the veteran racers here at Bowman Gray. We'll go down into pit road. Right now, your top 3 with 124 laps into the book. Danny Bone from New Jersey, the Mount Airy, North Carolina driver of Chris Fleming in second. Third place would be Tim Brown. Fourth place, Burt Myers. And in fifth place, right on the back bumper of Burt Myers, is Brandon Ward. That's your top 5. John Holloman in sixth. Seventh place, Jason Myers. Eighth place, John Boy, Jonathan Brown. And Daniel Beeson in ninth, rounding out the top 10. Lee Jeffries in the 75.
So if you're Brandon Ward, do you go to the outside again? Do you do what Fleming's done? If Fleming doesn't take it, do you go up there?
Oh man, if Fleming doesn't take the outside, even if I'm Tim Brown, it's still early in this race. You still have 75 laps of racing to go. I'm not getting antsy to take the top side. It looks like the 07 is declaring that going to the outside that he's going to pit. Wow, that's interesting right now, so late in the race, but John Smith, the Mayberry Bullet's going to bring that Hayes Jewelers number 07 to the service of his pit crew behind the field house.
He had a good solid run going. Maybe just wants to, maybe tires or adjustment, or he says, hey, I need something here. I need a little bit more of this. I need less of this, you know, going into the turns. And maybe, hopefully, it'll help him. But now he's got to work his way back up through the field.
John Smith, one of the good guys in modified racing, and really cool to see them unite that team with John Smith to give him a ride. Noticeably absent tonight, and it's just weird to not see the Puddin' Swisher number 53 mount out there. Just odd to see a modified race here without that Puddin' Swisher number 53 car, but John Smith is a former pilot of that car, but great to see John get that ride in the 07.
Like you said, a lot of history, a lot of guys that you expect to see. Fans come, expect to see them. But, you know, you don't show, they might find someone else or to root for, but the action has still been pretty steady and pretty constant here at Bowman Gray here on Flow Racing. And 126, 127 when they come around.
The cone's coming.
150 is the next Hayes Jeweler $1,000 caution. And we'll see if Danny Bone can double up on his money. That's $2,000 if he does that.
Ooh, that would be a hefty payday for Danny Bone. Maybe he'll take me out to lunch.
Yeah, they'll buy some pizza.
Come on, maybe take both of us out to lunch. He was teasing us before because I have a history of calling him by his father's name since I watched his father race so much in New Jersey. To the outside, Chris Fleming. I'll tell you what.
There
Chris
goes
Fleming,
Ward.
Let's all say thank you, by the way.
To who?
Brandon Ward to the outside. Let's all say thank you to Chris Fleming.
For
putting it on the top, man.
He does,
He's making
that's
it
right.
interesting.
But as you see,
Everybody in the booth behind us is even nodding like they're in agreement. This is great.
both of them.
Yeah. Well, we got three of us,
Okay.
three people back here. Tennille and Jacqueline and Chris McKee
Got
here
it.
in the Flow booth enjoying this beautiful Saturday night here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
I'm telling you, this restart's going to be pretty important to see what happens there in the front row.
Watch Brandon Ward, buddy.
But you know, he's got to try to get in front of Tim Brown if he's done what he's done before. He does. Look at that, right into second. So they dive off into turn 1.
But Brandon Ward charging hard on the outside. Can Ward make it work?
I bet he's trying to get in front of Tim Brown to get him out of the way. And then they go right back to where we were earlier before Brandon Ward got spun.
Wow.
There we go. It's
what a job rotating. Did you see the job that 104 did rotating and coming off of turn number 4 to the third place position? So far, Brandon Ward, the only car to pass 2 cars on the outside tonight. Impressive.
Remember that for later.
Yes. So, folks, you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, Jason Myers, he's got the inside line.
Jason Myers advances a position, but now we go back to the front here on lap number 131 as Danny Bone's getting a little bit of a mirror full of the showstopper.
But he's had that mirror full for how many laps now? But here comes Brandon Ward. We were right back to the top 3 we were before, just not in the same order. So let's see if Ward can get up there and get up to maybe cause a little ruckus.
Well, I'll tell you what, it looks like the 16 is really wanting this lead because he's used the bumper pretty darn hard. He does it again in turn number 3 and 4, putting the wood to the back of the 57. Chris Fleming is saying, hello, I want the spot. I want to lead some laps here at Bowman Gray and maybe pick up that bonus at lap 175. Let's see if he does it again. Again, contact in turn number 3 and turn number 4.
I'm sure at some point, Danny Bones gets so aggravated feeling that in the back all the time because it upsets your car.
Yeah.
It upsets your line when you go into turns 1 and 3.
It jars you a little.
Yeah.
I've never driven a modified. So I'm assuming it feels even more exaggerated than if you're driving a mini stock or a street stock and you get bumped. Look at that beautiful shot that we just saw there going into turn number 1 and turn number 2. Great camera work tonight by our Flow Racing crew. Of course, 17 shows this year on Flow Racing live, the Madhouse every week. Friday nights at Stafford Motor Speedway, you got USAC action, you got All-Star Sprint Car Circuit of Champions, which I watched last night from Williams Grove. So much stuff on this platform. Smart Modifieds from down south, which take a break out of respect for Bowman Gray Stadium. That's a really cool thing to see.
It's a smart move.
This is modified racing in the South, okay? And you don't go up against Bowman Gray because everybody respects what this place means to modified racing. And it's great to have both of the modified superpowers in the South on Flow Racing. So Flow Racing has the Southern Modifieds covered.
They're still at it.
Picking up, business is picking up, and that front bumper a little more aggressive. Gets to 51 to move up just a little bit, but great exit by Danny Bone. There's some impatience happening right now, and the 16 of Chris Fleming, hungry, wants that lead.
10 laps to go until we get to the 150 mark. Well, there'll be another competition caution. Another $1,000 will be handed up by Hayes Jewelers. And maybe Danny Bone is just riding as fast as he can, of course, but the number 16 of Fleming is right behind him. He gets up to him, but doesn't get him enough that he can pass him by.
I'll tell you what, Chris Fleming, that family, the Fleming family, you're talking about Luke Fleming that was competing tonight. He's behind the wall with some issues in the number 40 car. And that's, of course, a 40 car made famous by Frank Fleming, Chris's brother. So this is a family affair here. And these are guys that work on their own race cars in their small shop. This is a family-run team. They don't go out to the chassis shop and you know, go take their car to get reclipped. Chris was telling us before that they clip their own stuff.
Clip all their own stuff, do their own work, replace everything they have to do on themselves. And that's short track racing right there.
Yep, exactly. And you see so much of that here in the pit area at Bowman Gray Stadium. A real true grassroots gem here in North Carolina. Now John Holloman with a rear view mirror full of Jason Myers, black number 4.
And
the bump.
Yeah, they're still doing the bump there. Holloman has been trying to maintain a good position there. Like we talked about earlier, he was part of that line. They got him out of the way. They freight trained him. But now he seems like he's got a little more power, a little better line maybe he's driving. But he's still getting haunted there by that number 4 machine of Jason Myers.
Not the John Holloman we got used to seeing last year in a very condensed schedule last year because of the pandemic. It was a shortened schedule here at Bowman Gray, but we really saw John Holloman's career in the modifieds come to life last year. And he really showed his stuff. Winning races, battling on the outside, a very tough competitor, and one that's going to contend for a championship at Bowman Gray Stadium likely this year.
Well, one more lap to go when they come around. We'll take the 150 break and hand out another $1,000. It looks like Danny Bone right now, he's going to double up on what he got earlier. As they go down the back straightaway, big distance now between him and Fleming. Probably the biggest distance I've seen so far tonight. Here we go.
Cha-ching.
There we go. Cash that check for $1,000.
51 of Danny Bone, $2,000 richer at the Hayes Jewelers 200. I kind of like this because it gives us something to race for.
Sure.
A race within a race.
Now, let's see who's going to hit pit road on this.
Folks, Danny Bone going to be buying lunch in Mooresville this week. He's going to watch the replay and he's going to be like, damn it, Dillner.
That's our new best friend. From like 12 to 1. All right.
You know, we didn't get to see it on the Flow Racing cameras because we were watching that lead pack there, but I was watching John Smith back in the pack, and he actually was testing the waters, trying to dive underneath and put that left front wheel on that concrete strip you see there. And it's so tough to see on these high cameras, but that concrete strip has these turtles that are about 1 3/4 inches supposedly high. I think a few of them are a lot higher. And we stole the pace car before, and we tested out the turtles. And there's a great shot of the turtles there.
Yeah,
those ones look about 1 3/4 inches, but if they pan to the right here, at the exit of the corner, they're a lot bigger. Oh, we got everybody coming down to pit road.
No, pretty much. Yeah, first, second.
A whole bunch of them.
Third have stayed out there.
Jeremy
Fourth.
Gershner's come in.
Wow, like half the field just took off.
Yard sale.
I saw the 75 Lee Jeffries led the way. The number 4 of Jason Myers followed him back there. So this is going to be interesting to see. Now they come up.
Top 6 cars, it looked like stayed out, but then you get a great shot there at what pit road looks like behind the field house. You see the Hillbilly prepared car, the number 79 in the back of the screen right there. You see Tim Brown's, Jeremy Gershner's Dayglow 55 in the front of that screen, the bottom of that screen getting worked on. Daniel Beeson's car is in, Lee Jeffries' car is in. Here comes Jason Myers, already done.
Stickers? No stickers.
No stickers on that car.
I think we'll see stickers on this one here.
Yep, stickers on the 75 of Lee Jeffries.
On the right rear, I see a sticker. When we say sticker, sticker tire, meaning a brand new tire to help with the grip. Any stickers on this one? Nope. Interesting. Air pressure adjustments, shock adjustments. What do you make here?
Yeah, that's probably likely what it is. Gershner finally letting the jack down on that 55, and he will rejoin the field as well as Daniel Beeson. There's a good shot from the ramp of that number 55 car. Gershner making the trip all the way from Florida. A very, very likable guy and loves modified racing. And that's the thing, you got to love these guys that really have the passion for it.
But he comes from Florida. You know how many tracks he passes on his way up here to race in the Carolinas?
None like Bowman Gray.
I get that, my friend. I get that. But I'm like, hey, there's another track. No, we're going to Bowman. Hey, honey, there's another track. No, we're going to Bowman Gray. We're going to race in the Carolinas. We're going to race other tracks.
Let me ask you something. Is anything easy worth it?
No.
No.
Not at all. But if it's where you enjoy, it's great. He's a great guy to talk to, friendly as can be.
Yes, that's for sure. And his whole family is ate up with modified racing. His young boy here at the track, and man, we enjoy being a part of this pit area here. It's only 1 week in, but there's a lot of really good people in that pit area. From the modifieds to the stadium stocks and the street stocks, and we're gonna try to get the chance to know even the people that we don't know this year. And it's something Pac-Man and I talked about, getting the wonderful opportunity to bring this into your living room. We want to make sure that we tell you about the characters, the great characters here that what you're watching.
So the cone's out. He did it again. Brandon Ward went to the outside. Now this time, though, Tim Brown went and joined him on the outside. So Tim Brown started on the pole.
Chris Fleming to the outside, yeah.
Yep, Fleming to the outside, yep. And Fleming to the outside. And they kind of faded back a little bit, and now Tim Brown's up there in the top 4, some of the advantageous positions. And we're going to come back when we get going. We lap 155, which leaves us 45 laps to the checkered flag.
I'm so glad you picked up the math. But as the pace truck pulls off into the infield football field grass, we go back green flag racing, the Hayes Jewelers 200. And
nope.
They call it off.
Right here coming out of 4, the number 22 was not fired, was slowing down as they went into turn 3 and 4, backing up cars behind
Trouble
him.
for John Boy.
Yep, so we 22 right there.
That's a brand new race car right there. They just finished this race car literally before they towed it here for qualifying yesterday. But we're going to try to go back to green right away here. Quickie caution, green flag fires. Oh, real sideways was that 16 as he gets himself down to the bottom, but a bumper moves him up, jammed up was that field right there, and how did they get through without wrecking?
Well, Fleming got bumped up, and it slowed up Tim Brown, who was trying to make some momentum go on the outside. That affected him. Now Tim Brown falling back.
Oh,
3-4
trouble for Tim
positions, and
Brown.
He's
Look
caught
at
on the
that.
outside.
The freight train is rolling on the bottom, and let's see if Tim Brown can tuck in behind one of them and get to the bottom. That's not a fun place to be on the top side. Here comes John Boy, but when he got to the throttle, it looks like maybe electrical problem or something. Did you see that? The 22?
There's a miss. There's a miss. Something's missing on it because it happened earlier when we went to do the restart, when he went into turn number 3 and the apex of 3 and 4, and that's when he backed people up behind him and thus brought out that caution. Now,
as soon as he gets into the throttle, you saw that car bucked and lost power. And the way it did it, didn't look like a carburetor issue or anything like that. It almost looked like electrical or something. But now the 22 is not under power. Let's go to the Flow Racing replay right here as you see Tim Brown trying to get to the bottom. The 22 gets under power, and yeah, that thing just shuts off on him.
And then it goes again.
Yeah, that seems electrical to me.
Okay.
I've
never worked on cars, so I'll take your word for it.
I've worked on cars, but not very well.
You race them, I'll report them. That's how I've always been.
There you go. There you go.
So they're going to have to push him off into the pits to see what it is.
So that is a brand new PSR chassis. Phil Stefanelli and his group there at PSR. He drives for the PSR team owned by the Senator Bill Stanley and Hermie Sadler on the Smart Tour. But here in the NASCAR modified side at Bowman Gray Stadium, that number 22 car is Jonathan Brown's car, and it's a brand new PSR chassis that he just got done like 2 days ago, like right before they came up here.
Vinyl on when we were
Yeah,
out there.
they were.
Vinyl. They were squeegeeing it on there and everything.
But now he's getting pushed back to pit road, and it looks like his night's done. It looks like JB, if we could get a shot of JB down there. We haven't hired.
What number?
You know, JB is the cone guy. So if you look down by the flag stand, folks, hopefully we get a shot of it here. He's going to bring the cone out.
Here comes the cone.
Here comes the cone. Is that going to be our song? We could come up with a.
I'm sure.
Can we get a better cone song?
I'm sure they're going to kill it the minute.
Yeah.
You two, shut. Here we go.
Yeah.
Double file restart. Cones out. Okay, you guys think it's going to be the same thing?
I think so. I think the 16's going to the top. I think it's going to be more of the same.
Is he going to go to the top? And
There's the
Ward,
cone.
And leave Ward to the inside?
I think Ward stays on the inside.
Okay, so that's
Here we
3
go.
of them in a row.
This is a great shot to see the cone. Yep,
There he
16
goes. That'll
to the
put
top.
Ward right there. Yep.
Ward, Smart, takes the bottom. Burt Myers takes the bottom. John Holloman to the top.
Feeling saucy now.
Oh, yeah.
Smith is going to stay down low. The
I like
07.
the feeling saucy. Yeah.
There you go. It's like, hey, man,
It's making me hungry, actually. Those Pulliam's hot dogs I had like 4 hours before we got here, you know, I'm getting empty.
I had one there and I had one here.
You double dogged
I
it.
was a double dog tour today.
Double dog dare.
It's summertime.
Hey, lap 161 on the board here. Who will fire? Ooh, Chris Fleming fired first, and that's a no-no. And Randy Smith and JB throw the yellow flag right away.
How about Danny Bone? He's like, nope, I'm not going. I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to make this so obvious.
Exactly.
So obvious. And he's like, nope, that's it. You go ahead and do that. So well done, Danny Bone. Well done. Golf clap for you.
Hey, one of them's the cat. One of them's the mouse.
Yeah.
We just saw it there. A very veteran move by Danny Bone that you pointed out there. That was great observation.
I'm the leader. I want to keep that lead.
Yep, we're going green flag racing again. Let's see who fires first. It's tough to fire from the outside, but they do it. Danny Bone gets the good jump, but Brandon Ward rockets to turn one. Contact with the leader.
Whoa, that could have got bad.
Oh,
That
man,
coulda
he
got
really
big
sent
ugly.
it in there. And I'll tell you what, Danny Bone did a great job of saving that number 57 machine, but moved Brandon Ward up to P2. The 16 moves back. Here's John Holloman. Stuck on the outside is Tim Brown. Can he get in front of Burt Myers? Burt says, no sirree.
Shut that door.
And now, next car, he gets down right behind Burt Myers.
That's
Oh,
it.
man.
Smith bobbled a little bit, gave him the opening to get in there. So single file style for that group you see right there.
The 07 car right there of John Smith working his way back up through the field. But here comes a challenge by Tim Brown underneath Burt Myers. Pushes up in the corner there. Can't get him on entry. Beautiful night. Red and white walls here. Packed grandstand at Bowman Gray Stadium. The Madhouse, quarter mile, still the most exciting of them all. There's so many names to this place, but one thing you can always call it is exciting. And right now, with just a handful of laps to go in the Hayes Jewelers 200, things are not the most exciting. It's single file. It's calm right now. Some of the fans are sitting on their hands.
Right now, for now. They come
There's a
around
key word to this. Ready?
What's that?
It's but.
But?
But. Just wait.
Okay. I was just going to say, right now we have 31 laps to go. It's going to start heating up pretty good here, folks. Get your popcorn ready. Restock your cooler. Grab another hot dog. We're not done.
Oh, we're not done. And I'll tell you what, I'm watching Brandon Ward charging the corner right now. And that's a very fast race car on entry, that second place 104 car right behind the leader, Danny Bone. And you see the split screen on Flow Racing. We're also keeping an eye on that battle between two rivals, the two Goliaths of the Bowman Gray Stadium Modified Division, Walnut Cove's Burt Myers in that #1 car, in the 83 from Tobaccoville. That's Tim Brown, last year's champion. So a rivalry that we've seen heat up here in the past, but those cars right now kind of single file right now in the 5th and 6th position respectively, playing a little follow the leader right now.
Well, you'll see some distance now between the top three. Like right now, Ward's not banging on the back bumper of Danny Bone like he was earlier. Right now, the finish is what it is. That's what they're racing towards. There's no $1,000 on the laps we had before, 50 and 150, or 7, whatever we had before. But now the thing left is a checkered flag, the big trophy, and guess what comes with that? The big fat check.
Oh yeah, and Danny Bone's already picked up $2,000, and Brandon Ward saying, enough already. Give me some money.
Stop the madness. But you know what?
The only thing that stops the madness is a yellow flag or the end of the night.
And just as you said that.
Oh!
Just as you said that.
Yellow flag.
Way to go.
Hey, well, you know, call me Nostradilner. That's a Nostradamus joke. Dad joke number 2 of the night. Mark it down, folks. Not good. Pace truck hops in front of the field. Danny Bone, your leader. Don't know what the caution's for. Maybe because they just felt like it. Hey, lap 176, we're going to reset the field here for the Hayes Jewelers 200.
I think if we follow this guy, we're going to see maybe why the caution came out.
Possibly debris on the racetrack, it looks like. That's a good job right there. Wouldn't you like that? Hanging at the racetrack, drive like one of those things.
Yelling at race car drivers.
Yelling at race car drivers. You got a great view of the Madhouse, man. Next time around, we'll probably see the cone here, our friend.
Oh,
so yeah, so maybe we'll need to go to social media at some point, but you know, we've already got, like, we need a cone song. We could possibly name the cone. You know, I don't think the cone has a name. We could talk to JB down there. He's the cone master. Maybe he knows if the cone has a name.
So nobody is going to pit road. Nobody's headed in. They did that the last time.
I love our guys on camera. Our guys on camera are really knocking it out tonight. As the cone comes out, Brandon Ward to the top.
I knew he was going to do that.
He's the car that has passed 2 on the top side so far tonight. He's been the only guy to make it happen on the outside. So this, folks, is when it gets interesting. Right behind him, choosing the top 2, is Burt Myers in that #1.
So Ward is going to take the outside. Is that one of the first times Fleming's taken the inside?
Yeah.
I think every start.
Which was the right move. You don't want to go on the outside.
Well, I get it now. Let's see what's going to happen now. Brandon Ward's been good on the outside. Here they come.
Green flag is back out, and here comes the top 2. Brandon Ward going to try to fight his best on the outside right there, but no, Danny Bone gets to drive off of turn number 2. To the bumper goes Brandon Ward. Danny Bone in the lead. #1 of Burt Myers stuck on the top. Can he get to the bottom?
I was holding my breath for all of them right there. Look at Holloman coming up there. Now he's battling for 4th.
Maybe he was playing a little possum earlier on in the race.
Well, guess what? It worked because we believed him. Tim Brown now, he's going to go the inside of Myers.
Burt Myers is struggling right now on that top side. Wheel to wheel, Nerf bar to Nerf bar, touching wheels with Tim Brown he goes. John Smith trying to fill the hole in turn number 3.
He's not going to let him in there either.
Yep, charging alongside of him right now. A great battle. Burt Myers to the bottom.
Finally found a spot.
Wow, that was tough for Burt Myers.
8. Get a jump all the way to 8. Tim Brown now setting up on Holloman. He's looking to make a charge on him. Little bumper right there. Says, hey, come on. It's time to go.
Hey, that just shows you the power of the restart here, especially with this new pavement and the outside not really rubbered in. From 4th position to 8th goes Burt Myers, and it could have been a lot worse. John Holloman holding strong, but a yellow flag is back out on lap number 184, closing stages of the Hayes Jewelers 200, and it looks like we have debris in turn number 1. Track officials walking out there and picks it up just on the outside groove. There was some little piece of metal, it looked like it appeared. Let's see, what do we got?
That's not a little piece.
That's not a little one.
Is that
what is that?
Well, it's enough to
Is
bring
that a
out
black
caution.
snake? It's a rat snake. What is that thing?
It's some type of tubing.
Yeah, maybe it's a hose.
No, that's not a hose. That's metal. So that's.
Oh, is it metal?
Not moving.
No. So it's not a snake.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if it was very important to anybody or not in a couple minutes.
Oh,
a couple laps.
That's a great point.
The cone's out. Quick yellow. Here we go. Now.
Wow, that was a quickie yellow.
That's good. That's what you want.
Love it. Race fans have got to love this. Whether you're watching on Flow, you're not going to have. You don't have time to go to the fridge.
No. 15 to go.
Good math. 15 to go, and once again set up for a restart with Brandon Ward choosing the top side, the hard way to get around this new pavement at Bowman Gray Stadium. Watch these 2 cars come to life, firing off at turn number 4. Danny Bone gets the jump.
Big time jump by Danny Bone. We thought Ward might stick to the outside. Looked like on the other restart he had a chance. Now he's stuck to the outside.
This is not good for Brandon Ward right now. Here comes the show. Oh, John Holloman goes around.
Right in there.
5th place runner John Holloman has spun his number 69. Daniel Beeson also involved in that number 44.
I don't know if it was an evasive move on Beeson's part or just kind of wanted to make sure they didn't get up in there, but something's rubbing right there. Oh, that left front.
Let's keep an eye on this 69 car here. I wasn't able to see what happened, but there is some damage. Let's look at the Flow Racing replay, and we'll be able to see right here. Oh, that thing just unloaded and got loose on him.
And the left front got affected when he went sideways across where the drainage
turtles.
pit is there, and the turtles. So we'll see if
Watch that left front.
Yeah, watch the beating it takes here.
Okay, he locks up the brakes there,
right
and the
there.
thing unloads
Boom.
on him. Ooh.
Then it goes across the turtles, and that's why that thing that is bouncing the way it was. Well, let's see if he has to go in with that. Did he head to pit road? Of course.
Oh, yeah, he's at the front of the field right now. He's going to head to pit road. It looks like there is some damage to the left front of that number 69 machine. Getting the dirt out. Oh, wow, take that, broom. I'm done with you. Man, that poor broom.
That guy is having a night.
I feel bad for that broom. Yeah, pick it up. Yeah. What did that broom do to you?
It's true. Just take it. Okay, there he goes. He's going to the pit area. Holloman's into the pits. Figured he would after we saw what happened to that left front when he went over the drainage and also the turtles there.
We just got a text from one of our NASCAR liaisons, and he just said, rat, snakes, and kittens, only at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Perfect. And we're not done yet, folks.
Hey, we're only 2 races in.
We have 11 laps.
This is the longest one. Stay tuned. The next ones are not 200.
What do we have coming up?
Street stock race.
15
lapper, and then stadium stocks is 2 stadium stockers, I believe.
Right. And then the street stocks is 20 laps. Not
20
bad.
laps, yeah, not bad.
And that is action-packed racing right there.
Oh, yeah.
That is we don't give a darn, and we're going to race and,
You're seeing a lot of sheet metal flying if it's anything like that sportsman race that
we will see some sheet metal shimmies tonight, I guarantee you.
Ooh, sheet metal shimmies. I like that.
Sheet metal shimmies.
Is that like a dance?
Not to be confused with a fiberglass Fandango, but I'm just telling you. Well,
you know, they used to hold dance competitions here in like the 30s.
Sure.
In the 30s, they would have jitterbug competitions here and pack this place out for dancing. Well, the only dance going on right now is who's going to dance to the inside or outside of this cone. And, Brendan Ward chooses the bottom. So here comes Chris Fleming back to his usual spot.
Now, how tough is it going to be for Fleming to get down with Brandon Ward right there, who's been strong on the inside?
I'm going to say impossible.
And the other, yeah. I think Fleming takes a beating here and ends up going 4th.
I bet my paycheck that Brandon Ward fills that hole in turn 1 like you never seen somebody fill that hole. He's going to I got a feeling that last time we saw him do it, he did get into the back. He threw it in so hard of the number 57 car. So here we coming to green with 190 laps down, 10 laps to go. The Hayes Jewelers 200. Holding tight on the outside is Chris Fleming, but here comes filling that hole, the 104, Brandon Ward into second place. Can Fleming survive out there? It's tough.
Myers won't let him in. Myers did everything he could to go up into third. Tim Brown's caught to the outside right now.
He wants a podium spot, and he's going to get it right now. Jason Myers to P3. Look at that here on the outside. Tim Brown trying to make hay. Burt Myers also putting a bumper to that 07 car. Myers now trying to get by Tim Brown.
Tim Brown.
Sixth position battle right there on the track. Burt Myers, Tim Brown, turn 3.
Tim Brown led earlier tonight. Once he got past, he's not been a factor for the lead since.
Your fastest car in qualifying, but not fast. Ooh, a little bumper to the backside of the Walnut Cove driver. Ooh, interesting.
5 laps to go.
Cinco.
Danny
it looks
Bone.
like Danny Bone is checking out.
Well, he's trying. Yeah, he's doing everything he can. He's like, the lead shrinks up though, and he's strong off the turns, and he gets caught, not caught, but he gets chased down a little bit going into the turns.
Jason Myers' car has come to life, though.
Watch. He
Yeah,
powers
right
out down the straightaway. Gets him every time. He's going to try to do his best to keep it that way. That's for sure with 3 laps to go.
Jason Myers' car has come to life. Late race charge. He now sees himself in the 3rd spot. 4th spot, Chris Fleming. 5th spot, the Mayberry Bullet. We're coming to 2 laps to go. And speaking of go, it's go time. If anybody has anything to mount a charge on Danny Bone, it's got to be now.
Look at that Myers in the 4. He all of a sudden just came to life here in the last 25 laps. But not enough for Danny Bone. White flags in the air 1 time around. That's all it needs for Danny Bone to be the winner of the Hayes Jewelers 200.
Here we go, coming down the backstretch. 2 more turns to navigate. New Jersey fans, stand on your feet. Round of applause. The Hayes Jewelers 200 goes to Danny Bone.
And the fans are applauding that one, that's for sure.
Well-earned victory. You see the number 104 pulling to his outside to wish him congratulations. Before the race, Danny Bone said, I'm going to win this race tonight. And by God, he called his shot.
He said it, he won it, he did it. Perfect. Look at that, he's going to come down. That's going to be one happy crew running out there.
His father will be joining in victory lane. There's some family here in town to see them, some sponsors. Randy Smith, official starter here at Bowman Gray, gives him the beautiful Bowman Gray checkered flag, where you see it has stitched on it Bowman Gray on it, and it's one of those things where I could just only imagine holding that checkered flag and seeing Bowman Gray on it. He is going to take his victory lap to a packed house of 17,000 plus here at Bowman Gray. Folks, we still have more racing.
They're applauding him as he goes around. I love to see that.
This is great. Look at that crowd.
Maybe they don't know he's from New Jersey.
Hey, when you win at Bowman Gray, you're a hero.
I get it.
You're a hero. And he earned it tonight.
Sure did. Man, he held off everybody, every restart, every challenge. Bumpers outside, he did it all, man.
He even won that cat and mouse game. That was interesting.
Yep.
Very smart, heady race by the 3rd generation driver from New Jersey. And the fans and the media now climb across the wall to greet the winner of the Hayes Jewelers 200, who will be climbing out of his car momentarily here on FlowRacing.com. 3 more races to come, and we'll send it down to Randy Pettit for victory lane at Bowman Gray.
Modifieds here at the Madhouse. You've seen him on TV in the NASCAR Truck Series. He is back live and in person, and he's going to walk away with that beautiful Hayes Jewelers 200 trophy tonight as the winner to open our 2022 season here at Bowman Gray Stadium. He's a 2014 track champion, and he is bad to the bone. And the winner of the Hayes Jewelers 200, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Danny Bone. All right, me and you had a little chat yesterday that I shared with the crowd. I changed the verbiage just slightly, but you looked me in the eye and you said, Randy, I'm going to kick some tail tomorrow night. I've got a great race car. You were a man of your word. You got it done tonight. Congratulations. Dominated the Hayes Jewelers 200.
Yeah, man, I sat in that thing yesterday. First off, I got to thank Scott Brannick with North American Construction. we finished 5th with the old 30-year-old car at Turkey Derby, and he sent me the article and said, I think you need a new car. So he sent this thing down here. He spent a lot of money. I told him what we needed if we wanted to do it right. And, you know, we put everything we could in this thing, and it showed tonight. Like this race here, I've won the 199 a couple times, the championship, the 100 lappers. I have not won the 200 lapper, and this was what I was coming for this year. And that's, you know, I knew once, if I could control the race with the way the track was, that I would be okay, because it would be tough to pass us. Tire wear wasn't bad. But yeah, just got to thank all my guys, PME Engines, Bilstein Shocks, Racing Electronics, Valvoline. You know, I get a lot of help, and couldn't do it without all of them and all these fans out here. It's pretty awesome to see this crowd. This place is special to me. You know, I've been able to do some NASCAR starts and stuff, but it all was because of here. So I'm going to come support this place when I can, and thanks for everyone for coming out tonight.
Danny, bat to the ball. We'll celebrate in the Carolina Wood Floors Winner's Circle. And the young ladies representing the Hayes Jewelers family over here. Ladies, once again, y'all did a spectacular job tonight. Zach, it's great to see you. Bruce, I know you're up there. Thank you guys so much. And you got, he's a good-looking guy, isn't he, girls? He's a little old for y'all. He's a nice-looking guy. Danny Bone, he knows how to get it done here at the Madhouse, and he's your winner of the Hayes Jewelers 200.
What a great race there for Danny Bone here at Bowman Gray, but buckle up. We have street stock excitement and the wild stadium stocks. 2 features, that's 3 features total on hand for the 73rd season here. Let's go take a commercial break, and we'll be right back with some fender banging action.
Winston-Salem, Brandon Brindle will start 10 in car number 43. Billy Cameron Jr., one of the many former winners here tonight at Madhouse in Salisbury, rolls off 9th in car number 76. The 17 machine hails from Lexington, driven by Andy Southern. He starts 8th. Tyler McDonald, another winner, here's the Madhouse. The 47 car rolls off 7th. Lexington's Tyler Staley, another Bowman Gray winner. And the 31 car rolls off 6th. The outlaw Cody Gum from Lexington starts 5th in the 03 car. Beautiful race car for the second generation driver Blaine Curry, car number 16 from Lexington. He starts 4th. DJ D of Thomasville, the 33 machine, rolls on 3rd. Michael Wells from Knoxville, outside of row 1 in the 21 car. And another Knoxville driver, Tyler Hook, who started on the pole in car number 68. Been an evening for the Q104 Stadium Stock Cars. Next morning's fun, weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. with the Bobby Bones Show on Q104.1. It is number 1 for New Country, Q104.1. Once again, sponsoring the Q104 Stadium Stock Series. This is race number 1 tonight. 15 laps for the Q104 Stadium Stock Car.
Where else?
Don't wait. Sell your old gold to Hayes Jewelers in Lexington. We pay the most for your old jewelry. Get top dollar for your gold, diamonds, silver, and coins. Only at Hayes Jewelers in Lexington. The most cash for your gold.
Jewelers 200. Thank you to Bruce Hayes for being here, for everything that family has done for racing in this region. You have all of our respect for the bonuses you had tonight. But folks, the modified race is over. And we have race number 1 for the stadium stocks. And I see a Pinto. Is that a Pinto?
Yeah, these are. Some people say
Look at
these
that
are
thing. Look
real
at the
race
screen.
cars. Yeah, I get it. Oh
That
yeah,
looks like a Pinto.
it sure is.
I love Pintos. I like Pintos, and I like Pinto beans. I like Pintos in my food. I like Pintos on my racetrack. Got it. Pinto fan.
Yeah, these are the cars that people in the stands most relate to because like, hey, I had one of those, I drove one of those, I drive one of these.
Well, we're getting set for a 15 lapper here, race number 1 for the Stadium Stock Division. And this division is one of the most entertaining here because these are smaller race cars, 4-cylinder engines, and they're very racy. These cars, unlike the modifieds that are wider and bigger and more powerful, these cars right here put on a show because they're a little smaller. There's more room to race. So buckle up. If you've never seen the Stadium Stocks here, you never know what you're going to see. There's some really cool cats in this field, too. The number 68 car at the front, that is a beautiful machine. But I'll tell you, there's some good guys back through the field, some young race car drivers trying to get their first victory here at Bowman Gray Stadium. 15 laps for the Stadium Stocks here tonight. And there is a plethora of cars here in the garage area. They pit these guys in the back, and I'll tell you what, always a full field of Stadium Stocks here. Taylor Bush in that beautifully prepared Mustang in the front of that field. We'll try to get you a lineup here shortly as these cars pace the field and get ready for their season opener in Bowman Gray Stadium action. We're about to go green flag racing and open the Stadium Stock season at Bowman Gray Stadium. Number 33, looks like an Andy Petrie entry right there, but hey, folks, that isn't Andy Petrie, that's DJ Dean. DJ Dean, a crowd favorite in that stocker looking machine. And they get ready to take the green. Tyler Bush on the inside. He fires first as the green flag is out from Jeff Bunton, JB, throwing the emerald flag, and we're racing. Bush off to a big lead. Here comes DJ Dean to the bottom. Can he take that spot? Can he take P2? 4-cylinder Bumblebees coming off of turn number 4 and down the front stretch. Oh, we've got one blowed up. The number 17 car of Andy Southern. Andy, right before the race, was taking photos with his car on the front stretch, and they had some trouble with that machine earlier today, and it looks like it's not going to be a good night. Lap 2, Southern's night is over. That beautifully prepared number 17 machine. Homemade body on it, too. I kind of dig that. You're going to see all sorts of bodies. Technically, you could see trucks, too, in this division, but we're not going to see any of those tonight. Brandon Brendel is in this field, but you see the 17 of Southern being pushed off. Southern, let's watch the Flow Racing replay and see what happens here. Southern, oh, just when he goes to get back in the throttle, she done blowed up there, Tim Pac-Man.
Quite profoundly, too.
Boom.
That's how you get your TV time.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's a little expensive TV time there.
Yeah.
But Southern not having a good day now.
Missed the cone, missed the drain.
Oh, that's some expert navigating.
Unlike our other guy that took out 5 cones.
Well, hopefully Southern can get that 17, get another power plant in it, and be back here next week on FlowRacing.com. And folks, I'm be remiss if I said, if you've never seen this place in person, please, actually, you know what? I'm not going to even say please. Just do it,
Just
man.
do it.
This is a bucket list place. I've got some friends here, Craig Parrish, some of the Georgia boys that are related to Sam Summers, the old late model sportsman great, that made the trip today all the way from Georgia to come see the races tonight, and they are having a blast, man. So I just texted with them earlier, and they're having a blast down there in the grandstands and enjoying their first taste of Bowman Gray Stadium excitement. And they're excited that it's going to be on Flow Racing for the rest of the year, because this trip for them from Georgia is kind of a one-time deal. This is a little bit of a tow for them, but they wanted to see it firsthand, and they've been seeing pictures of it, you know, and I've talked to them a great deal about the magic that is Bowman Gray Stadium, and it's great to see people traveling from all over the place to come here tonight.
That's amazing, and I think it's an awesome testament to the track, to the product on the track, the facility, and now the new pave, new concessions, everything else. Why not make a night out of it?
I'm wondering here, we're watching this field about to come to green, but Brennan Lee Brennell is one of the top runners here, and he is going to the back of the pack in that 43 car. So
Well, he went into pits real quick while you were, I interrupted you there.
He did.
He went into pits, did a little magic back there, and now
There's
he's
the 43. Brennan Brennell is a top competitor here in this division, so that is a car that we're going to look out for tonight. Michael Wells was in that 21. He slipped back to about 6th position from that front row starting spot. So a lot of comers and goers so far, 2 laps into this thing, as we're about to take the green flag. Single file, Tyler Busch from Moxville leads him to green.
Well, he mashes the gas, makes it go fast, goes down in turn 1 and 2, gets way away from his closest competitor, the 21, also of Moxville, of Michael Wells. Wells now under fire by the number 47. Trying to come up on him. He's going to try to take second. He takes that second. They leave him to the outside.
Poor DJ Dean gets shuffled there. Gets a little wall contact there as well. But move McDonald, Tyler McDonald, up to the P2 spot. But here comes the number 59. This is going to be an interesting battle here as he gets sideways there behind McDonald. 59 car, of course, Isaac Hayes driving that car. A beautiful Mustang with it's a homemade body on it. It's pretty evident that that's a homemade body, and I kind of like that, man. That's what's cool about this division. There's a lot of diversity out here. You got an old Pinto stocker, right? You got some late model bodies like that McDonald car in second. You got some cool Mustangs with the 5-star looking noses on it. This is pretty cool race cars right here.
And the caution comes out again. We got 2 whole laps in there. Tyler McDonald, he's really moved up from starting in 7th. It's like 4 laps. He's all the way up to 2nd already. Boy, he's a man on a mission. If you've done that in 4 laps, imagine what you can do in 8, 10, maybe 15, yeah.
Look at that 74 car right there. That is a beautiful race car. I was talking to him earlier on the day, Matt Alley, from just up the road here in Walnut Cove, North Carolina. Speaking with him and his wife in the trailer that pit the cars here kind of across the street, the stadium stockers. And talking to a few of these guys, they were like, yeah, you know, we kind of feel like outcast out here sometimes. But, you know, we were talking to some of those guys in the pit area how important it was for us at Flow to try to get to know these guys, because some of these guys in the division I talked to tonight making their first starts. This is like the entry-level class here at Bowman Gray, but this is just as important as the modifieds, as the sportsmen, because some of those guys from those divisions come from here. So this is where you're going to see, you know, some young drivers getting their first taste at Bowman Gray. But then again, you've got some real KG veterans. We're going to see AJ Sanders in the other stadium stock race, and he is a guy that's won here, going for his 50th win here tonight.
And the thing is, you got these drivers, we call them entry level. You're seeing future sportsmen, future modified drivers.
Future street stock
Get them in younger.
yes.
And the thing is to move up. I mean, you don't want to just jump into a modified. You need a lot of experience. And in something like this, you get the feel of the track, you learn racing, you learn from your competitors, and it's just a great way to launch a racing, I want to say career, but endeavor. Do some of the lineup here. The starter's down on
Come on.
No, the starter's down on the...
What is he doing?
I don't know. We're going to find out here in a minute.
Here he is, Randy Smith with the white pants. Look at those white pants right there, Randy Smith. That's a man with guts showing up to the racetrack with white pants.
That's old school right there.
Like it.
Old school.
I like it.
You know, my uncle was a starter up in the Western New York area for 55 years.
Wow.
55 years, always wore the white pants, always dressed the part.
Yes.
Yep. And now he's in the Four-Score Hall of Fame.
Yeah, congratulations,
That's right.
buddy.
Good.
You got a Hall of Famer.
The oldest fan club in the country.
Really?
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
See, there's more to me than just meteorology.
I love having you in the booth here, Pac. Lap 4, green flag is out, and Busch to the point. Still in the point. McDonald behind him in that number 47 car, mounting the charge coming off of turn number 2.
I give that 2 laps before we see McDonald up front, but right now the 68 Tyler Busch says, nope, not yet. And a little bumper action there, a little hump and a bump, and there they go through 4, down the front straightaway. Still, Busch is in the lead.
Look at McDonald block that bottom there. Coming down the front stretch, he pulled his car to the bottom to make sure he protected the entry of that corner from the number 59 machine.
Yeah, he's racing out the windshield and the mirror. He's trying to protect both the front and back so he can maintain that position to maybe make an assault on the lead. Right now, Busch, he's another one. Busch is good leaving 2. In turn 4, he gets caught in turns 1 and 3.
Busch has a fast car here, but I gotta say, he's leaving the bottom open. He's driving that number 68 probably a little too hard, and you saw it right there on corner exit, leaving a lane on the bottom. That's gonna spell trouble. It almost led to contact there with McDonald.
Well, it forces McDonald to back up a little bit, so he has to back up his entry. Now he's going to try to mount a challenge to take that inside, but you're right. He's giving him the tease. He's giving a little room there, but this track is not a place you want to do that.
Brendan Brendel has entered the picture in 4th place, one of the top stadium stock drivers here at Bowman Gray. Things are picking up. Top 4 cars, put a blanket over them. Lap number 9, 6 laps to go for the stadium stocks. Oh, Brandon Lee Brendel into the 59, and around goes Isaac Hayes.
There goes that momentum that he had going on there. Tough battle for 3rd and 4th, and we saw poor Isaac Hayes had to pay the price on that one.
He said, "Shut your mouth."
He said enough of that.
Did you get the reference?
I got it.
Hey, finally a dad joke that did well. I say that number 59 is a bad.
That is, I don't know if any damage on that, or if he's going to be, let's see, goes in.
Here we go. Flow Racing replay right there. He comes down, and Brandon Lee had nowhere to go. He came down aggressively.
Yeah, but he like drove that right front in there. Now that beautiful car has suffered damage. One more time. Oh, he drove that in there hard.
I don't know, man.
Wheel hopped him and everything.
But at that point, what are you going to do?
That's what he did. He destroyed his stuff. He's got something to work on this week now.
Oh, Isaac Hayes.
Isaac Hayes.
Probably not too happy right there.
That's right. Just better airflow coming in.
I wonder if he's got like sparkles and stuff on his fire suit and all. Sorry, Isaac Hayes, man.
I know that you're referring to the singer.
I'm a Stafford Motor Speedway guy, and Stafford Motor Speedway is on Flow. Okay. And growing up at Stafford Motor Speedway on Friday nights, they always played the theme from Shaft by Isaac Hayes as the cars got introduced. When I sit here in a booth and I'm calling a race and Isaac Hayes is in the field, I'm excited.
So's the bull moose, whatever's on the hood there.
Is that a moose?
That says bull moose on there, something.
Well,
couldn't catch the other word. All right, so
kitten, snakes, and moose.
We have 5 laps to go. Mooses. 5 laps to go here at Bowman Gray Stadium. You're watching this on Flow Racing. These are called the stadium stocks. There's one more feature after this. There's so many cars in this, they divide them up. And so you get 30 laps of action, 2 features, and the lights are out on the pace car. So stay tuned for that. And coming up after that, it's a 20-lap street stock division race. So we have 2 more full features after this one, folks.
I got a feeling this is going to get really interesting. This just knocked Brendan Lee Brendel down like a few spots. But McDonald has been arguably faster than that 68. The 68 car pushing it a little hard in the turn there. So I think this is going to become a really interesting race here with 5 laps to go.
Well, the number 16 is now in the picture.
16 of Blaine Curry from Lexington, North Carolina.
Green flag.
Green flag, and here comes Curry to the top. Can he make it happen? No, he doesn't. Tucks in behind McDonald.
Trying to take that outside sort of move to get momentum to going into the turns, but didn't work right there.
Tyler Busch, no relation to Chuck Busch, in the lead right now in the number 68 car, but here comes McDonald right to the bumper of that beautiful 68 Mustang, and he puts a nose into him coming through turn 2.
It's like Busch is showing him the inside, saying, come get it, but he gets him every time. Oh, wait a minute, maybe not that time. Okay, now that's the hardest.
Let's get physical.
They're almost stuck together there. Oh, McDonald falls back.
Here comes Curry. Curry to the outside. That's not where he wants to be.
Look who else just entered the picture.
Contact with the leaders. Now side by side. Down the backstretch. The 68 pulls him. Ducks down low. Protects the spot. Drifts back up. Here comes McDonald. Who's going to have the spot? Almost too close to call. Around lap traffic. Contact in turn number 1. McDonald on the grass.
They are doing the sheet metal shimmy coming out of turn 4. Going down the back straightaway. Busch, though, says, nope. Hope you're enjoying this. You are not going to take this lead away from me. He says, the heck I am. Watch this right here. There he does it. Now look who's left to the outside. Busch is left to the outside. The white flag is flying. 1 more lap to go.
1 more lap to go for that number 47 car. And oh, by gosh, by golly, that's been a heck of a race for Tyler McDonald. He did it late in the race, and now Tyler McDonald is a winner at Bowman Gray Stadium.
And Busch goes from 1st to 3rd. Ooh. Welcome to Bowman Gray Stadium Racing.
Here we go. Watch
Let's
this.
see what
Here comes the
happens here.
68. He's not too happy.
Oh, he's congratulating him. One more congratulations there. He's going to congratulate him again.
Oh!
He says hi again. Yeah, and he immediately goes to the pits.
Well, that's Bowman Gray right there. We got one in the grass and some chuckles up here, and some of the fans got entertained by that one. But guess what? The number 47, he can laugh last because he's the winner.
Right now, he's going to get a checkered flag. He's going to take a lap around and get the applause from the fans. He's going to get a check.
And then he gets to talk to Randy Pettit in these reflective, colorful pants.
There you go. He's like, "Ha, it's mine. I want it." Boy, some serious sheet metal shimmy action there. Let's see what the fans do as he goes around. They laugh. I'd like to see what little cheers. They applaud him. They give him the polite applause. They appreciate the fact that he just did what he did there.
You know what I love about Bowman Gray Stadium fans? This place had 17,000 in it. And, you know, this place is known for modified racing. But if you look, not many of the fans have left. So that's pretty impressive. They're staying here to watch the street stocks. They're staying here to watch the stadium stocks because they know these guys actually put on a pretty darn good show, and we saw a pretty good one right there. Look at that, gripping that traditional Bowman Gray Stadium checkered flag as he comes around turn number 4 to pull in front of JB and get the interview by Randy Pettit in the Carolina Wood Floors Victory Lane, the only mobile victory lane of some sort of European mini truck in the history of motorsports. And
pretty cool.
It's awesome. You see it at the top of your screen right there. But let's go down to Randy Pettit, who is the PA announcer here for the interview.
Race number 2, followed by Austin Cates in the 27 car of Tobaccoville. Pascalo Morgan, the 02 car, Winston-Salem, set to start 6th. Luke Smith of Advance set to roll off 7th in the number 80 car. Kenny Dixon of Pofftown scheduled to roll off 8th in the number 40 car. 9th, Jesse Yupp of Monetta, Virginia, the number 12 car, drew the 9th spot. AJ Sanders set to start 10th in the number 24 car. And I'll have you the rest of that lineup in just a moment. Tyler, the last time you won, it was a lot of excitement. Tonight, you did it. It was still exciting, but kind of more the old-fashioned way. We got some more racing to go. Congratulations, win number 2 here at the Madhouse.
Thank you, sir. Looks like they don't want me to win too easy over here. We got to fight for every lap. I'd like to thank MSC Iron, the Patriots Market, Arnold Automotive, my mom, my dad, my brother, all the family and friends that helped us out, and the good Lord above.
All right, man, we're going to let you celebrate over here in the Carolina Wood Floors Winner's Circle. How about a hand, folks, one more time for Tyler McDonald, win number 2 of his career here at the Madhouse. Set to start 11.
All right, here you look at the replay of the winning move, Tim Pac-Man, and oh, there was some physicality to it. McDonald got into him, then just a lap later, around lap traffic, the 68 of Tyler Busch opens the door, and yes, it's filled over the turtles.
I was just going to say, he did it over the turtles. Now he says, okay, watch this. I'm going to stay on the track. I'm going to really move you out of go right by you.
That was some turtle love right there.
That's
he
right.
used them.
He was determined. He's like, that's it, I'm done. And poor Busch leads almost the whole race, and then he goes from
And here's the after-the-race contact. Emotions overflowing at Bowman Gray Stadium, and a little trip to the infield, but that's okay.
I don't think McDonald's too upset by that.
No, he's laughing last.
He gets it.
And goes around for the victory lap. Now his crew is in victory lane and celebrating. There's some cowboy hats down there. It's a pretty cool scene. But right now, lining up, what I love about this is we're going to go stadium stock race number 2.
Now, we have great news and awesome news.
Okay, what's
The
that?
great news is there's more racing. The awesome news, we can see stadiums stocks again.
Yeah.
Should we tell them who's out there?
We should tell them who's out there. Let's do it. Come on.
Starting in 15th place from Kernersville, North Carolina, that's Matt Goodwin. In the 14th position, in the number 14 from King, North Carolina, that's Ken Bridges. In the number 45, Josh Williams from Kernersville, North Carolina.
Starting in 12th position from Moxville, North Carolina, it's Wyatt Sapp in the number 46. And the number 28 from Germantown, North Carolina, or Germantown if you'd like to call it that. The number 28 of Robert Mabe.
In the number 24 from Moxville. Boy, Moxville must be empty tonight. Everyone's out racing. That is AJ Sanders starting in the 10th position. Inside of him, Jesse Yupp from Virginia.
Ooh,
the number 12, the
action
number 12.
Right there.
Yeah.
The 8th position, the number 40 of Kenny Dixon. And to his inside, the number 80 car from Advance, North Carolina. That would be Luke Smith.
In the number 02, I'm going to try to read this as it's written. Pakula Morrison from Winston-Salem.
I'm so glad you got that
Thank
one.
you. That's why you gave it to me.
Did you say Pakula?
I don't know. I'm going to read that again later. From
Peculiar.
Tobaccoville, North Carolina, starting 5th, the number 27 of Austin Cates.
All right, 4th position for Levi Holt of Kernersville. The great racer here, another great racer here in the Stadium Stocks, former champion Chuck Wall lines up 3rd. Dakota Warden on the outside pole, and Justin Owens on the pole tonight in the number 54, that beautiful bodied machine, sparkly chrome wheels. What it'll look like in a few laps. 15 laps for the Stadium Stocks, and they're green at Bowman Gray.
Look at that, right off they go into turn number 1 and 2, side by side, the first row.
Look at the KG veteran to the bottom, Chuck Wall. He's seeing those guys in front of him. Somebody struggling on the outside there. That's Warden trying to make hay, but that's not a place to be tonight. We're talking about that new pavement, Chuck Wall, P2. But don't look now in like 4th or 5th position. Well, look now, because there's a yellow flag.
There's a yellow. Number 14 went around there. That's Ken Bridges.
Ken Bridges with a new, well, not a new paint scheme. He's always got the black and gray stripe on it, but a new number scheme for that. Usually has a really tiny 14.
Yeah, well.
I like it. It looks better.
Well, you get a sponsor, it's like, hey, I can't see your number. Well, they're gonna, whether they give him a push or a lift there.
He's going to get a little push. He's going to get a little push. Let's look at the Flow Racing replay right now and see what happened to him. And
he turtled.
Turtled.
He got turtled.
He turtled.
Let's see, right, once again, those turtles got him, yep. And like he got on the brakes too hard, and once you're in there, and he did bring it to stop on the, and he got a cone. It was just a knockover.
The cones are not having a good night tonight.
Oh, and it got hit again. Poor cones.
Poor cones. But unfortunately for him, it hit that turtle. And I'll tell you what, those turtles are a little aggressive. You see them in that great shot right there from Zach Evans. If you look at those bumps, okay, those aren't.
Wait a minute, what's going on here? You can't get it over the. Is it not neutral, or is he's having problems getting him going there? Officials are like, hey, what's going on?
They might have to
They
tow this
hook
thing.
him.
Yeah, they're going to have to hook the number 14 machine. You see, I love that. You got a photographer down there trying to help out, track crew. You know, Corey Latham, photographer with Race 22, was down there asking him what's wrong with the car. It's a one big happy family here at Bowman Gray.
Here comes the tow truck.
You know what's really neat? You know, I'm going to just say this as a person that's has lived, breathed, and eaten, well, maybe not eaten, Bowman Gray Stadium for so many years. Up here, just as a guest in the booth, the great Tim McGuire, former voice of Bowman Gray Stadium on the PA, has actually sat down behind us to enjoy some racing here from the comfort of the Flow Racing booth.
Is he
so it's
notes
wonderful
on
wonderful. He's just taking notes on, like, what are these idiots doing? You know,
who
put
them
these
a
two
microphone?
clowns in here?
Who put a headset on these two guys?
It's that guy, Chris McKee. No.
Got it. Well, we knew that already about Chris.
Well, you know, one
Jack,
thing you're going to
Mark.
get when you get us two idiots up here, you're going to have a little bit of fun, aren't you?
Nothing wrong with that. It is called racing. It is entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you take it serious, what happens?
There's Corey Latham, backwards hat, white hat right there, walking over to check out what's going on. You know, he's an institution here in turn number 3 and turn number 4, shooting photos here every week. The hard-working track crew wearing the pink this year at Bowman Gray Stadium. Backpack blowers, and they're going to tow that 14 off the track. No longer will it be getting the push, but Ken Bridges' night is done.
So you look at the sod there that they're trying to put down there. That's taking a beating tonight.
It's gone.
Yeah. They're gonna piece that back together like a puzzle to see if it'll start growing.
I mean, it's early in the season. I would just get out green spray paint at this point.
Like they do at the Masters?
Yeah, I mean, why not, man?
Boy, this car is hung
Well,
up.
it's just not. Wait. Oh no. Yeah.
Oh, I know I couldn't get it out of there. Look at that.
Replace your divots.
He had half a football field, and look at all that underneath him.
That is like
No wonder why they couldn't push him.
Just get a horse there to eat that stuff. It was
No,
like a
that's
pile
dirt.
of hay.
That's dirt, man. Look at that.
That's a lot of sod.
Well, he tore that up pretty good. Now he's gonna say, can you get fired again? I bet he can. Get his hood. Don't forget his hood.
I wonder when this thing pulls away, how much is still left under
Oh,
there.
there he goes. It fired up.
It fired up.
Now he's got to get the tow truck out of the way. Boy, I'll tell you, Bowman Gray never.
I never thought I'd see a car stuck on sod.
No, wait. Don't go ramming into him. Let him get going.
Get a little push start.
Okay, there you go.
This is a very interesting caution flag here.
That turf got torn. Look at
Here comes the hardworking Bowman Gray track crew using backpack blowers and the power of the foot.
Just kick it in there somewhere. Just get it off the
I just want to see him like run and jump on it. Like give it the flying elbow, or let's get JB down there to give it the flying elbow to pack that sod or something.
Wow. Well, that explains why he couldn't get going. I didn't
Yeah.
even think that was holding him up.
You know, I never would have thought a pile of sod would halt a race car.
Well, there you go, buddy. You've finally seen it. Your career
Finally,
is
I'm
complete.
retiring now. That's it. My career's done.
You are
Man, I also joined in the Flow Racing booth by another racing legend. Rob Blount is up here, a fellow Long Islander and modified maniac who started his career at Riverhead Raceway, who's now a part of the Flow Racing content team. So, you know, a lot of the videos you see on social media and then across the platform, it's not just live racing. But if you're watching on Flow Racing for the first time, there's a lot of cool little documentaries and highlight packages and music videos. So when you're done watching on the Bowman Gray telecast tonight, switch over, watch a few other live races, but then during the day.
After us.
Well, after us.
After we're done.
Yeah. And you have the 24/7 channel, which is my favorite.
Yep.
4 o'clock in the morning, if you're bored, turn it on. It's awesome.
All right, we're back to green here. Oh, there goes the 54. Justin Owens picking up where he left off.
But
right
here
behind
comes
him.
Chuck Wall.
Wow, that was quick. Wall to the inside. Make easy work of him? Sure did. Only needed turn 3. Did not need turn 4 to take that lead.
Chuck Wall passed him like he was standing still. You look at that car with the drive through the center of the corner on the bottom. What speed for the veteran and former champion here at Bowman Gray. Chuck Wall in the lead. Now we're looking back at the 3rd and 4th place cars right now. A.J. Sanders is in the mix in that blue car. You see it there, the blue number 24 car. Going for his 50th career win at Bowman Gray Stadium tonight. Got one car pulling to the bottom.
Pulled off out of harm's way. Good move by his part. Another one slowing here in the front stretch.
Battle for second, though, rages on right now, though, as Owens has a handful of that 80 machine of Luke Smith.
Oh, one more time. Hit him again. Why not?
Luke Smith looking to the bottom.
Luke Smith started 7th in the field. He was, before that other caution, he was coming up through really good. Here he goes. He's going to make the move to the inside. Pulls to the inside of Owens into turn 3. Side by side they go. And exit of turn 4, he now picks up that position.
And A.J. Sanders follows suit. A veteran move, filling that gap on the bottom. And now he moves to the P3 spot. Top 3 as it stands right now. 7 laps now ticking onto the counter. It is Chuck Wall in the lead in that number 81 car. It's Luke Smith in 2nd place, and the KG veteran A.J. Sanders now in 3rd place.
Chuck Wall has already started lapping traffic, starting with the number 14 machine. Now he's going to go by the O2. He gets behind the number 12. He's like, come on, get out of my way or I'll move you.
Lappers are creating some havoc here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Chuck Wall having to push a lap car down the front straightaway.
Well, that allows the 2nd place car to get closer up to him a little bit as they make their way. Luke Smith out of turn 4.
These cars do have spotters, folks, so if you've never seen this division run,
look at this
they
going
do a spotter.
on here.
That spotter probably wasn't doing, oh, look at this battle raging on.
That's a number 40 machine. That's Kenny Dixon out of Falltown, North Carolina.
North Carolina. I mean, I think we got to look it up on the map now that
Yeah.
we hacked it. You know, I think we owe it to Falltown, North Carolina, and all the residents of that community. But 2nd place battle is on right now as the number 80 of Luke Smith has a mirror full right behind Chuck Wall and them. The battle is on for 2nd place, and A.J. Sanders has come knocking. 4 laps to go, and it's, Chuck Wall has slowed up a little there in turn 1 and 2. Luke Smith now to the bottom. 3-car battle for the lead at Bowman Gray. Wall with some trouble.
Off the pace coming out of 4. Yeah, he gave up a whole lot of real estate there real quick. And look at that, the number 80 closes in real quick, takes advantage of that, whatever happened to Wall, and he is now your leader. He was coming on strong before, Luke Smith. Now he's got his rear view mirror full of the number 24 machine.
It looks like Chuck Wall having troubles with the right front. Maybe a shock is broken. That car is leaning aggressively. But here comes in lap traffic, A.J. Sanders to the bottom. 3 wide with lap traffic. The master, the 24, to the bottom for the lead. Coming out of turn number 4. Coming to the white flag, it's Sanders.
He's not done with him yet. Smith says, I got plenty left for you. Oh, he hits the turtle, upsets his car to the inside. That's going to prevent him from getting to him. Here they go, turns 3 and 4.
A.J. Sanders, one more shot for Luke Smith, But nope, it's going to be Sanders, win number 50 at the Madhouse.
That was some good racing right there.
Man, that was. Luke Smith, what a great charge by him. He didn't do him dirty at the end of the race. That is true sportsmanship right there in this division. But right there, putting the window net down, one of the greatest stadium stock and mini stock drivers, frankly, in this region. It's A.J. Sanders getting win number 50 at Bowman Gray Stadium, a milestone that he's been seeking, and it's great to see this veteran race car driver get that. Look at all the win stickers on that car.
And he has a bunch more at home if this is win number 50.
Hey, this guy, wherever he goes, he's a threat. He used to run late models at the old Concord Speedway, now a Lost Speedway, off of 601. This guy is a short track veteran, and he sure showed it tonight. Donuts for the old man right there. Look at that, a little life in old A.J. Sanders. Oh.
And the crowd's eating that up over there. I bet his fan club's over there.
I think so. I think
Maybe?
that's why he's doing it. I used to sit over there, section 9 on the bottom.
So
There was a guy named Tater that would sit down there.
Did you
And
have
I
a
wondered
regular
why his name was Tater, and he lifted up his shirt one day and he had tattooed on his stomach, Tater.
Okay.
Yeah. But A.J. Sanders, maybe Tater likes him. Maybe Tater was waving to him over
Could
there.
be.
Yeah. So A.J. Sanders victorious here at Bowman Gray Stadium. A family of racers. Archie, his father, was a good racer. His son, a racer. And A.J. Sanders, he's gone through so much here in the past few years. He's had some issues with his heart attacks. But A.J. Sanders is back here and opens up the season at Bowman Gray Stadium, a winner in the stadium stock division. Look at that. The fans are going crazy. His family going crazy behind him. A big win for A.J. Sanders.
He's up.
For the man atop the wins list in the Q1041 Stadium Stock Division. And man, if anybody wondered where A.J. Sanders was, he's back, folks. Win number 50, congratulations. I know it's got to be very special to you.
It is. 50 wins means a lot. But I'm going to tell you what, that was some racing right there. I don't know what happened to Chuck. I don't know if a rock arm or what. But I wasn't going to give Luke nothing. He's drove me like that. And me and him are great friends. But, hey, I was going to move him if I had to. My sponsors, Carolina Trad, Choice Realty, Radical Race Gear, thank you so much. Twin City Towing, Clifton Plumbing, just so many people that help us on this car. I'm so excited. I can't even think right now, but, you know, my family, my little boy, good Lord above for number 1.
All right, we're going to let A.J. Sanders celebrate win number 50 here at the Madhouse. Y'all give him a hand, folks. A very special milestone for the 24 machine driven by A.J. Sanders. We got some street stock racing for you. My friend Randy Pulliam's going to tell you all about it.
Oh, that was a great moment for A.J. Sanders. You see him doing the donuts there on the Flow Racing replay. We do have one more race coming up for you. Street stock excitement, Tim Pac-Man.
Street stocks.
I like that. What was that?
That's an old trick from Lancaster Speedway. That just
So all you Lancaster fans, you're gonna love it.
That just came back to me for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you know.
1994, yeah.
I kind of threw back a little Bob
No,
Finan,
that's fine.
a little Bob Finan Riverhead Raceway
Yeah.
action with the drivers. You know, he used to say the men that live by the grace of God and 600 horsepower.
Yep.
But of course, with Susan Harwell in the field, it was the drivers that live by the grace of God and 600 horsepower. But Bob Finan, announcer up at Riverhead Raceway. Riverhead's another track that's on the Flow program now. That's right. Both my home tracks now are on the Flow Racing platform. My Friday night track in Stafford and Riverhead Raceway, the quarter-mile bull ring in Riverhead, New York.
They did that for you.
Thank you, Flo.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
And then they gave you a microphone.
Those poor guys. What a terrible decision.
Our final race of the night, 20 laps long.
Hey, how about you give us a lineup here?
You want to line up here?
I think we should do a
Here
lineup
we go.
here.
Starting in, 22 cars. I like this.
I like it. Full field of street
Full-
stocks
full
tonight at
field.
Bowman Gray.
This is going to be good. Final race of the night, Saturday night. Perfect. In 22nd position, out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, that's Donnie Martin. Starting to his inside, Charlie Gregg from Lexington, North Carolina.
And starting in 20th position, the black number 13. You know, the record books will call him Kevin Gilbert, but dude, it's K-Train. And starting to his inside, the number 69 of Jordan Atkins from Kernersville, North Carolina.
Stephen Troll from Midway, North Carolina, will starting 18th, the number 64. Taylor Robbins, the number 40, out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Starting 16th from Reedy Creek, it's the number 7 of Zach Staley. And alongside on the inside, starting 15th, Connor Shaw in the 79.
In the 14th position, out of Lexington, North Carolina, the number 72 of Bryant Robertson. Inside him, Brian Sykes in the number 99, also from Winston-Salem.
David Creed from Mount Airy, North Carolina, starts in 12th position in that beautiful 02 machine. And Chase Lewis to the inside in 11th from Winston-Salem in the 06.
In the 10th position, the number 1 of Kristen Joyce out of Trinity, North Carolina. Inside him, Nick Wall, the number 15 machine.
The number 8 position is by man, they didn't write this right, but I need to know this driver. Number 17 of Cale Martin in that number 70 machine. On the inside, in the number 24, the other number 24 out here tonight, at the Austin Jones from Clemens.
In the 6th position, the number 22 out of Winston-Salem, Brian Wall. To his inside, it says Brian Sykes Jr. in the number 8, and he'll be starting in the rear for some reason.
Brian Sykes Jr., second-generation driver there, starting in the rear in that number 8 car. A guy definitely to watch. But starting 4th in that number 28 car, another young star in this division, it's Nate Gregg. Alongside in P3, the number 98 champion in this division and father of Nate Gregg, Billy Gregg.
Father, son, you got to love it. On the outside pole, in second, in the number 2, that is Willie Wall from Winston-Salem. On the pole position, the number 16, also from Winston-Salem, that'll be Brad Lewis. 20 laps is the distance. Here we go.
I'll tell you what, Willie Wall is probably my favorite name, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know, I was hoping that modified driver Bussy Beavers was going to compete tonight, but he did not show. Bussy Beavers, one of my other all-time favorite racing names.
I got one for you.
Come on.
Genesee Speedway, Gaylord Ace.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a heck of a name.
Connecticut driver Rusty Ball. There's plenty. There's plenty. Of course, I've got a whole list on my phone.
Sure.
Of crazy racing names.
Well, you know what?
Snooker McDaniel.
Stroker McGurk.
Stroker McGurk, yes.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. Coming to the green flag. 20 laps for the street stocks to close out the Advanced Auto Parts Weekly Racing Series Action Week number 1 at Bowman Gray Stadium. False start.
Well, we have Sparks on the number 24. Someone dove off into the pits before we got through turns 3 and 4.
Austin Jones. Some trouble with Austin Jones, possibly. I don't know if he knows it.
Whoopsie. Number 79 lost his bumper.
Connor Shaw right there with some damage. We're not even 1 lap in, and Shaw's got some damage.
And they're going to go green.
Going green already. Green flag is back out. Quickie caution. Oh, the number 28. Oh, sideways, the leader right there. Oh, my gosh. Brad Lewis regains the lead from that restart. 1 lap down at Bowman Gray Stadium. Here comes Gregg to the bottom. Billy Gregg in second place. Number 97 car pulling off. This is a wild, weird start to this race because some of the field did not take the green at full speed in the back. So now only 3 laps, 2 laps in, we're going to be catching up to lap traffic here very shortly. And here it comes, Brad Lewis, Billy Gregg closing on to the back bumper of the 51 car, and the number 2 who is up in the groove. Lap traffic is going to play an issue here. Bumper tag, here comes Billy Gregg. He fills the hole on the bottom. Bumper to the 16, and around goes Brad Lewis. Big carnage.
4 cars, 5 cars, 6, 7, 8 cars affected right there.
Christian Joyce into the outside guardrail a little there as well.
Another cone goes to its death, being dragged down the track. This time on the number 8 machine. On the
I wonder if there's a cone sponsor here.
There should be.
There should be.
That cone? Oh, the number 51, he is stuck. He got in the sod over there.
Brian Sykes Jr. Brian Sykes Jr. We can't see Brian Sykes, but he's on the backstretch, and he has picked up a passenger that would be a cone. Flow Racing replay right now on the monitor. Let's check it out. Lap traffic in the way. Down to the bottom goes Brad Lewis and
98 and the 16, and that just sets off the whole mayhem right there. Mechanized mayhem as they go into turn 3 and 4.
Oh, that's going to be interesting because it's going to be fun to watch Gregg come from the back of this field. That is a guy that is not afraid to use the bumper, as we saw right there.
Well, the number 70 and the number 28, oh, they all suffered some sort of damage right there. They had no place to go. That's the tough part. The track's blocked.
Kel Martin looked like he got through that, though, in the 70, so that's good. 72 of Robertson on the bottom there using the grass path to get by the carnage. Little bit of damage on that number 70 machine as he inherits the lead. He will now be your leader 4 laps into this race through that mayhem. There's the 16 car of Brad Lewis getting a cone ejected from that car. I can't believe 5 cones.
And one guy.
I will never forget that moment for the rest of my life. A race car swallowing up 5 cones has to be somehow a record. 5 cones, Rob Blount's standing behind us, but 5, not just hitting 5 cones, enveloping 5 cones. That was incredible. I think there needs to be like a flow replay of that, like, you know, on social media. How many cones will come out of a race car? Here's more sod repair going on in turn number 3.
They're not repairing. They're just kind of just pushing it out of the way
I
right
just
now.
hope this time he doesn't throw the broom. That was unfortunate before.
Yeah.
Hard-working track crew here at Bowman Gray Stadium. We don't have automated, you know, like big machinery
Sweepers.
here. These guys, I mean, they get a workout. You know, you go to CrossFit and all that stuff. These guys don't need that.
Track worker.
That's right.
Young lady out there working as well.
They're all buff. Oh, she is getting it
Yes,
done out
that's
there.
it.
The guy quit. She's still going. Good for you. You go, girl.
Show them how it's done at the racetrack. Let's get this big piece of sod
Whoa,
out of
look
there.
at that thing. She's replacing her divots.
Those are beyond divots.
She's a golfer.
Look at all the right there on the left-hand side. All those sod, the cones. Boy, I'll tell you what, they do keep it interesting here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Taylor Robbins' car just passed by. That is one of my favorite looking cars out here, a white and fluorescent green number 40 car with a really cool spoiler on it. I love like a clear plexi green spoiler is pretty cool, but reset the point right here because we do have a new leader after that incident. The number 70 car now is in the lead after that wild incident right there between the leaders. Cale Martin now inherits that lead with the 24 of Austin Jones in second place. So it'll be interesting to see some of these guys up front now and see who's going to mount the charge behind them. Brian Sykes, the KG veteran in the number 9, is in third place. So Sykes sitting in a really good position here, only 4 laps into this 20-lap event.
So Cale Martin inherits the lead. Everyone who went off into the pit area there, they're going to have to come back out. The number 24, keep an eye on them as Austin Jones are going to line up side by side. And are they single file restart? I'm seeing. Check that. I'm sorry. Lights are off on the pace vehicle.
Cale Martin will lead them to green. Austin Jones on his bumper. Yellow lights are back out. We're not going green this time.
Looks like they have to adjust the lineup a little bit, make sure everyone's where they're supposed to be, which makes sense because that kind of got a little
jumbled.
Jumbled
is the word.
Jumble's the word. Chaotic.
We just saw the K train pass by there. One of the most entertaining drivers in the field here at Bowman Gray Stadium. The 02 right there of David Creed being the car that needed to move to a different spot in the lineup before we took the green flag here. Of course, we're hand scoring these cars. So maybe he didn't get the message on the radio, but you know he did heed to the official that came out on the track.
You know, sometimes drivers don't hear.
What?
Yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to be there? I thought I was up 3 more positions. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Quickie yellow, like you said, lights are off on the pace car. Lined up single file style as they come through turns 3 and 4. Let's see if they're going to give them the green, mash the gas, make them go fast, and see what we can have here.
Martin, Jones, green flag out, go button. Sykes in third. Some of these cars coil binding. Sykes gets into the 24. He struggles a bit through 1 and 2. Now open the door. Sykes fills the hole. Now behind him comes the battle. Contact is made. The 24 of Jones going backwards and going backwards fast. Sparks coming out from underneath that machine. Something is afoot. Something is wrong. Here comes Billy Craig underneath there. Billy Craig all the way coming through the field after being in that last wreck.
He is impatient. He is on the gas making stuff happen. He is not going to wait for things. There he goes again. There you go.
Robertson goes around on the front bumper.
Now he pays the price.
Oh, no.
Pays the price. He didn't have to hit him like that to get around him. Now
Robertson is not happy. Here we go.
Here we go.
We've got a demo derby.
Oh, no, they're window to window. I'm telling you, man. Patience, patience, patience. You're on lap 7 of 20.
Well, Billy Gregg just kind of threw away his race right there. Getting into him, if he laid back and let him spin, he would have been okay. But he went back to the throttle, got back into him.
And he got hit from
Robertson
behind,
not happy. This is going to be an interesting pit area right now.
They're not coming over to get a beer out of your cooler. They're coming over to talk
Robertson
to
stays on the track, so that's good for Billy Gregg because he wasn't too happy.
you. Yeah, Greg, lack of patience there. That's just my call.
Yeah. Hey, it's okay. I'll protect you when Billy Craig comes after you, but let's watch the Flow Racing replay to see if you're right and if Billy has the right to come after you.
Right there, gets into him.
Robertson did come down, but here's Billy Gregg's mistake right there. He revisited the throttle.
We tried to get back
Drove
down.
right into him.
But he got hit from behind. Now this guy's like, yeah, the heck with this.
Robertson
Watch
is
it.
not happy.
I think his left front got messed up in that too, the tire. So here they come.
Robertson does come down a little, but you know what?
Yeah.
Billy Craig didn't have the position. The racer rule has always been, in most divisions, wheel to wheel. If you could get your wheel up to his rear wheel, you have the spot. If you don't, if you only have your nose up to his quarter panel, kind of like that, the car that's in front has that spot. You have not earned that position. So by racer code, right there, Billy Gregg's in the fault.
So if he would have just let him get in there and backed off a little bit, coming out of turn 2 down the back straightaway, they could have done it again because he definitely had the faster car. You know, he rooted his way through 3 and 4 in the last lap before that, so he was definitely on the A for aggression going on there.
Well, some areas, like if you're in the Midwest, the wheel-to-wheel doesn't even, you have to have wheel-to-door.
Really?
You know, it depends regionally where you are, different styles of different type race cars, but that right there, he didn't have the position. Robertson had the position, and the two made contact.
And they both have to make repairs this week.
Yes, yes, but Robertson at least able to continue. He rejoins the rear of the field, and, well, we restack him again. And once again, the 70 of Cale Martin is going to be your leader. Brian Sykes in second place in that number 99 machine. Zach Staley, who he had a little bit of a run in the modifieds here a few years ago, but Zach Staley in that colorful number 7 car will be third place. It looks like they're telling the 24 to get off the track.
24, what did he do?
That.
Oh, that's why. Never mind. Hey, Sparky.
That.
Hey, Sparky, hit the pits.
That.
Yeah. He was sparking when this race started.
The night has definitely gone south for Austin Jones.
I guess he just got sparkier, and they said, you got to go.
Oh, yeah, that car is, you know, it's a good decision to black flag him because the way that, what's going on with that car right now is not going to produce a good result for him.
And safety
if he continues. See if the 24 does hit pit road here.
Oh, I'm watching. Now he's stopping to talk to him.
Yeah, he's talking to the official. He doesn't want to get out, but, you know, there's something broken, it looks like, in the rear end of that machine. You almost see it shifted over right there.
Yeah,
like the rear end is shifted over. So that's what those sparks were coming from. You don't want to be driving out here with that. Yeah, you can see it right there.
Sitting down there kind of low. He's going around to get off the track. No, he's going to talk to another official?
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't get the answer he wants from one official,
Mom,
let's just go
Dad.
to JB. Hey, JB.
Mom, Dad, Grandma.
I'll buy you a hot dog. Let me continue.
Now go.
Look at JB.
Says
No, go to the
Get out of
pits.
here.
JB
You're
getting
done.
aggressive.
You're
Hey,
deep.
that's a wrestler coming out.
Okay. Now, when you say wrestling, you're talking like grappling?
I'm not
Are we
talking.
talking like ding
No.
ding?
We're not talking about sumo.
Okay.
We're not talking. This is like picture Randy Pettit, our announcer, in that outfit.
Got it.
Jumping off a top rope.
So he wrestled.
Like Superfly
Got
Snuka.
it. All right. So that
JB Cole is his moniker, but our flag man here, along with Randy Smith, JB Cole. JB is a
He's
professional
off.
wrestler.
All right. Number 24 is off. Okay.
I've seen him. He wears spandex. He gets oiled up. You know, the whole deal.
Does he have a wrestling name?
JB Cole.
Okay, got it. I was just
His real
checking.
name is Jeff Bunton.
Okay, got
But
it.
his stage name
JB
is JB Cole.
Got it.
And you know the whole deal. Not suspenders, tights, baby oil.
Good.
You know, a lot of craziness. I've been to a match.
All right.
The race fans here in Winston-Salem show up
Of course they do.
when he wrestles because this is their guy. this is a flag man at their local track, so they support him. Lights are out on the pace car. We're about to finally get back to business and stop talking about oiled up wrestlers and start talking about race cars.
I was going to throw in a Jimmy Boogie Woogie Valiant, but you took that away.
Billy Gregg has repairs done.
It looks like a modified now.
Here we go. Billy Gregg will rejoin the field. Not much of a bumper left to use to get his way through the field for Billy Gregg, but we will be going back to green. 7 laps of 20 completed.
Yep,
and then Cale Martin takes the green, pushes the button, and here he goes. Sykes in P2. Staley, P3 in that 7 car. Good start for the 70 right now. Single file through and through this whole field, but behind it, Taylor Robbins has hit the grass. Taylor Robbins makes a visit to the turtle, but she keeps going. No yellow flag thrown for that incident. Taylor Robbins, a winner here.
Staying green right now.
The battle is on for 3rd position as you see it coming off of turn number 4. Contact to the back of Staley's bumper right there, that number 7.
So Nate Gregg in the 28 was involved in that incident earlier with turns 1 and 2. Had some damage. He said, I'm not going in. As long as this thing can run, we're good. Oh, we have a spin off the turn number 4. Right there in the grass, that comes to a halt. That'll bring out the caution. I believe that's your number 15, the flag, American flag car that you like so much, Nick Wall. So the pace is slowed again on lap number 10. That's halfway to go, halfway down. 10 more for checkered flag.
I think it's Jordan Atkins.
Is it?
Press.
Okay.
I think so. There's true patriotism in the street stock division.
It's everywhere.
We have a big piece of debris up there.
It's a hood. Oh,
whoa.
That's a problem.
That's not good. That's the K-Train right there, isn't it?
K-Train's derailing.
No, that is the 69 car. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That is the 69 car that was spun. So
Jordan Atkins.
Yep. Atkins, not Atkins friendly tonight. The rear of that car, the flat tire on the left rear of that car. We had debris out. We've got a little bit of a mess at Bowman Gray Stadium, but we still have 10 laps to go halfway through this street stock extravaganza. Still tons of fans here to watch this final race. People have been waiting all winter, all spring.
Sure.
And it's great because we're back for a full season of racing at Bowman Gray.
Yeah, people want to come out. They want to get their money's worth. It's nice. It's what, 68?
Why leave? It's beautiful out.
68 degrees now.
Thank you, meteorologist.
You're welcome.
Brian
Light
Sykes to the
winds.
rear bumper now of the number 70 as we go green halfway through this. Cale Martin fires off. Green flag is back out at Bowman Gray for the street stocks.
And it's a single file restart, and that's exactly how they're going to go. Oh, check this out. The 99 wants to get to the 70, and that 28 still trying to get around. There's Nate Gregg as he closes in on the number 7 machine.
Sykes now to the back bumper of the 70. He's got the spot coming off of turn 4. Side by side, they go into turn number 1. Give the lead to Brian Sykes. Here comes Zach Staley filling the hole on the bottom.
And the number 70 is getting freight trained like happens all the time here. Once you lose that lead, if you get stuck to the outside, you're going to lose tons of positions. That's exactly, he went from hero to now he's running back. Oh, he'll be 5th, 6th after this finishes up. And there's the 28 again.
Joyce goes by. Billy Gregg now to P2, excuse me. And the freight train continues, and the 70 finally files into line. Back in the 6th position. Joyce moved up to P4. Great run for Nate Gregg now in P2.
Nate Gregg in that 2nd position comes up from 4th, trying to close in on your leader. Right behind him, though, they are just following in his suit. Right in his tire tracks to see if they can gain any position on the track or any gain. We have a car off pulling
Billy
in.
Gregg.
Oh, good. We're all set. Billy Gregg said I had enough. Maybe
You're watching there, the 02 car of Aaron Creed has entered the picture. Now he gets into Joyce into the rear of his car coming off of turn number 4. Aaron Creed, can you take me higher? He's trying to get by that number 1 car right now.
not enough room for him to get in there. The threat is there, though. Lap traffic now becoming a factor as they go around. The number 51 slowing off the pace. And the 28 and Nate Gregg has gained some room.
Yep.
Some running positions. And now lap traffic probably coming up here in a couple laps here as we're on lap number 16. 13 on 17, 3 laps to go.
3 laps to go. A bunch of numbers. That's
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
We're good at math here.
Seen
But
the
Brian
numbers.
Sykes pretty comfortable in the lead, but he's going to have to get around lap traffic. That could provide Nate Gregg the chance he needs to get up there and contend. 2 laps to go. Twin popsicle sticks in the air.
2 laps to go. They're coming around for the white flag. Lap traffic is a factor. Look at this. Here comes Nate Gregg in the 28, tries to close in. As they come out of turn 4, one more lap. Nate Gregg, if you're going to do it, it's going to be now.
Nate Gregg throws it in there on the bottom, gets a little slideways through 1 and 2. That's going to probably give Brian Sykes all the room he needs. Coming off of turn number 4, the 99 P1. Brian Sykes is the winner in the Street Stock feature.
Whoopsie.
Well, there goes the K-Train going
There's the
backwards. That's the K-Train, folks. One of the most entertaining drivers here.
Great run for that 99 machine, holding everybody up. Brian Sykes out of Winston-Salem. And here comes Greg up to say, hey, how you doing? In a friendly manner, which is always nice.
Well, those two drivers have had some, the Greggs and Sykes have had a few instances throughout the years here at Bowman Gray Stadium, but.
Ooh, ton of fluid up there. Oh, the 72 just puked up a bunch of fluid in turn number 2, and that's why these cars are slowing down to go around. Yeah, that car is
toast.
Yeah, it's steaming.
Well, you're seeing Sykes pull up to his son in his first ever street stock race. Father and son, a congratulations from
Cool.
Sykes to his dad, and now he's on his bumper, pushing him around. Family matters here at Bowman Gray. Generations.
Careful, coming down the front stretch. Careful. Got some people.
Now his father's. Oh, he took the bumper cover off. I bet you he's going to get grounded for that.
There goes family dinner tomorrow night. Yeah, go ahead. Hang on.
Hey, Dad, you won, but I'm taking your bumper off.
Just kicks it off. Give it back to him. Put him in the back seat. Oh my gosh.
Do you think that's coming out of his allowance?
I don't know how it's going to come out of, but it's going to be good at Sunday dinner tomorrow.
Oh, some more sod damage is happening, but this time to the Donuts of Victory.
Hey, they probably said don't do the lap. Very cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of fluid around here. I don't think he wants to do the lap, but takes the 1/16th version Polish Victory Lap into Victory Lane, and Brian Sykes is going to be a pretty happy camper celebrating with his family in Victory Lane. His son is out of the car. Brian Sykes, the winner at Bowman Gray Stadium. Man, a whole pack of fans surrounding that car, family to celebrate Sykes. Let's go down to the PA announcer here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Brian Sykes, winner of the first 20-lap event for the Street Stock Series of the season. What a way to start out 2022. Brian, what a way to start out the season. What can you tell us about that?
Well, that guy standing right there, Michael Adams, sold me this hot rod. Billy Gregg, Nate Gregg, my boy Brian. Man, I got so many people think. Ricky, my wife, everybody. Look, hey, there's a whole lot of hands in here. But let me tell you what, I told Billy Gregg, you help me build me a hot rod, I'll get you a trophy. Here we go, we got a trophy. Let me thank all my sponsors. I'll tell you right now, hey, James Brown, he's back. That's my boy, I love him. This is for you, baby. Happy birthday, Levi Berry. I hope you're still here. This one's for you too, buddy. Happy birthday. Let me thank Classic Metals, Lexington. I always been on board. I loved him to death. Mama, Papa, Blossman Gas, Jimmy and Tab, they couldn't be here tonight. This is for y'all too. L&D Construction. Earl's downtown, he just left here. I know he can't watch this, but I hope he sees the video. Greg's Old Lexington, front frame. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be standing here. Quality Towing, Nate Grubbs. Warren Transmissions, Jeremy Warren, thank you. Used cars and trucks for sale. Uncle Jeff, I love him. Y'all need a new car, new truck, go see him. All right, Purdue's Lawn Care, Velocity, Brad Smith, AutoZone, Scotty's Performance, Randy Armstrong, the best setup man on this side of the Mississippi. I love you, Randy. Hey, and this is for everybody else that I didn't mention. I love y'all all. Zach Stanley, I love you, brother. Follow me to the checker. I loved it, man. Good times. Hey, y'all gonna see us back here a lot this year, baby. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Brian. Once again, Brian Sykes wins your 20-lap event. Folks, Folks, we thank you for being here this evening with us at the Madhouse.
I'll tell you what a victory lane interview.
My gosh.
I mean, Michael Waltrip used to mention sponsors, but never as good as that.
That guy, he had it all on his phone. That was a good, it was a great race. He earned it, and he wanted his moment victory lane to be a good one. He thanked everybody he could. That's pretty good.
Congrats to Brian Sykes, and of course, congrats to the biggest winner tonight. And that's not you. That's not anybody. You know, maybe the fans watching at home would be the big winner. But of course, the winner of the Hayes Jewelers 200, Danny Bone, tonight victorious for the season opener. And we have 16 more weeks of this lined up for you on Flow Racing. And make sure you get your butt here to Bowman Gray Stadium. But if you can't, make sure you tune in and join us every Saturday night at Bowman Gray Stadium. Enjoy all your short track racing fix, from dirt to asphalt to darn snowmobiles, whatever it is. You like it and it goes fast, it's on Flow Racing, so check it out. But on behalf of, I got to ask you, what did you think?
Amazing night. I thought it was great racing. I thought every feature had some excitement to it. For 200 laps, it went by pretty fast, even though there was some cautions, but it was interesting. The $10,000 bonus, great facility, and the track's tricky. It's going to remain tricky with the repave, but I think as the weeks go on, these drivers are going to figure out more and more each week. Pleasure working with you.
Thank you,
awesome.
buddy.
First time you ever known each other for 20 years. First time we ever did something like this.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
it's
We
good.
were around the garage area for years when you were working with Earnhardt and all that stuff back in the day. But but a great time to be here on a Saturday night in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, at one of the most beautiful and historic arenas in our sport, grassroots racing here at Bowman Gray Stadium. On behalf of the entire hard-working Flow Racing crew, I'm Matthew Dillner. That was Tim Packman on here. And folks, it's time to say goodbye. So until next time, we'll see you at the races.